Hello and welcome, one and all, to the Friday live stream here on the awesome, the cool, the sometimes cringy 3C channel. It is a lovely pleasure to have all of you guys here. I think more and more, I would really like to get some sort of theme song or just some sort of little jingle for 3C. I feel like it's that next step in the channel. I think that's where I'm gonna start putting some of my priorities in the next couple days. I just want something that gives you the feeling of like, oh, is that is that 3C I hear? I want some association. Leave me your thoughts on what genre you would like, okay? That could be the official sound of 3C films. Macaroni stirring? That's the official 3C sound. Hello, my beautiful movie peeps. The man, the legend. Oh, thank you, Papa 3C. What's up, 3C King? Oh, thank you guys so much. It is going to be a wonderful live stream because we have a lot of great movie news to discuss here. We have so many things that have just come out. So let me get you through the list. And of course, timestamps will be in the description if you're watching afterwards. I appreciate those, even those who can't watch live. So some of the things I want to talk about here today on this live, guys, is I'm gonna give you finally my official thoughts on that Friday the 13th short film that they officially revealed, what I like and the direction I would be okay with for a new reboot, what I think they can improve on and wasn't a big fan of. Scary Movie 6, we have the update we've been waiting on, the return of the dynamic duo Cindy and Brenda. Superman, we have some interesting updates with Superman. Now that the movie is officially on digital, people have found evidence. Yeah, doesn't matter what you think, Jimmy Gunn. People have found evidence that maybe the message that Kal-El's parents sent was faked. Oh yeah. That, along with when it looks like we're getting Superman 2. Peacemaker Season 2, the reviews are out. People are giving us their thoughts. We're going to be looking at those reactions. Avengers Doomsday, we just got Ryan Reynolds basically confirmed for the movie. We're going to be looking at that along with other rumors and reports of the film, including the teams that'll be in that movie. And there's a lot of teams. And Spider-Man has finished filming in Glasgow. So we're going to be looking at the final public set photos because who knows if we're going to be getting any more set photos. It might go into deep silence after this week. Oh, diving into all that here. And again, love you guys being part of the chat and joining me all along. Y'all are awesome. Let me just see what some people are saying. Maybe bro just like some steak sauce. Trying to uncode that message. Okay. Let's see this one. For the intro, I think maybe you should be pop and a little bit of rap, or Creep by Radiohead cover, which instead of Creep, put Gooner. Okay. I want you to notice when I'm locked in my room, I wish I had lotion. I wish I had lotion. Cause I'm a goon. Yes, I'm a gooner. I'm trying to think of the other lyrics. I did it. We're cooking here. That was just off the top of my head. I think we got something there. I'm gonna work on that one. that's I'm gonna regret having that out there. Okay, so happy to have you here. What did I just join? Someone said the intro song, but no, for real though, I really would like some sort of intro. The main thing that sparked that for me is on TikTok, somebody was like really kind and like put up like me after I come home watching a movie, right? And they click and it's one of my videos, and I'm like, oh, someone made a TikTok of that and it had a decent amount of likes and comments. And I've seen that happen for other YouTubers, right? Like for Dead Meat, it's like, oh, I watching a Dead Meat, and Dead Meat has that great little song that pops up with his kill counts. And I mean, I'm trying to think. There's so many other YouTubers. They have they have little jingles, and I'm like, I think I want my jingle. I think I want a little intro music, something there. No, I'm not. It's not gonna be like a 30-second, 1-minute thing where you're like, I'm skipping this right now. Just like a 3-4 second thing to let you know. Oh, 3 seconds. Kind of the thing I do around Spook Your Mama time. I love that little Spook Your Mama intro, but I don't want that to be the permanent intro because that's only special for Spook Your Mama time. So maybe the creep version of Goon will take over. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. All right, so let's just start talking about the stuff we have to discuss here today. All right. Let's go into talking about this Jason Voorhees short film. So, this week on Wednesday the 13th, they decided to drop the Jason Universe short film titled Sweet Revenge. We had been anticipating this short film for a while because it's our first return of Jason Voorhees in over 16 years. Although it's a short film, a vignette as they called it, and it's a small commercial for Apple Horchatas. I think that's how you pronounce it. The beer, it is still an official piece of work, and it's our first appearance of Jason Voorhees. And based on everything within the legal parameters that they have to follow, this Jason could very well be the Jason we're going to be following whenever it comes into a movie form, whenever it comes into other media. So, all right, I gave it a shot, right? And you guys know I've been making fun of it because I don't like the way they've been handling all this Jason Universe stuff. I feel like it's been kind of lame the way they've been doing it, especially like the first thing is just a commercial for a beer. So I kind of was already in the mindset to kind of be overly harsh on it, and I did post a review where I reacted fresh off the bat. It's on the Clips channel if you guys want to see that. But I'll tell you what, although it's not perfect, and I still would prefer, a little bit more quality. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. For what it was, a 13-minute short film, it was enjoyable enough, and I actually do have some pretty big positives that they were able to accomplish in this version. So, uh, I'm gonna start off with my negatives. I'm gonna start off with the things I think they did not do well, with this. So, for one, it's mainly gonna come down to Jason himself. Uh, I've already talked about the mask, how I'm not a huge fan of the mask itself. There are in some shots of this short where the mask looks bearable. It looks okay. It doesn't look as horrid as I thought, like specifically here when he's about to pick up little old dead lady. This shot, I'm like, okay, that actually gives me Jason Voorhees vibes, and the mask actually looks good in this shot. Like, yeah, see this? All that's given Jason Voorhees. I like that. Um, I think it's in other frames when you really get the full stature of Jason himself in this iteration. He's coming off like teenager Jason. Like Jason who's 19 years old. The mask is a little too much over the head, and I know what the defense for that is going to be. Is like, Chris, it's a hockey mask. Remember, the original purpose of a mask like this is to protect a player who is usually the goalie in hockey, and that's what it is. You are right. You are correct. Usually on a normal head, not including mine, it is supposed to be a big old mask that covers the entirety. Jason, though, is of not normal. He is a deformee, a deformi. I don't know the plural for it. He has a big old nasty head, and that kind of is the creepy factor of Jason. It's that disconnect, and it's the thing that led him to be bullied and drowned in a lake. So even though this is an oversized mask, the fact that Jason's head is still so big for it, I think adds on to that creepy factor. And I think that's one thing that they were missing here. When you also go on to the other shots where you actually get to see kind of Jason's full body here, he looks small to me. He looks a little tiny, and I'm waiting for the shot to show up here so I can get better shots. Really? Oh, there we go. He comes off a little small. Like from this angle, from this shot, looks like a 19-year-old on Halloween going, I know I'm too old to trick or treat, but I'd still like that Butterfinger, Mrs. Butterworth. Funny your name's Butterworth and you give out Butterfingers. I have a discussion with that with my stepfather. He thinks it's kind of ironic. I think you maybe own Butterfinger as a company, Miss Butterworth, but I don't know that for a fact. That just makes sense in my mind. Anyways, can I get the candy now, Miss Butterworth? Something like that, right? I think what they definitely need to do is just up the size. I get that they didn't want to go for the giant wrestler looking Jason, and that's kind of unappealing sometimes to some people. They just don't want to go with the behemoth, but I feel like that adds on. That's the creepy factor. I feel what was it? What was his name? Something Court. No, it wasn't Court. Courtney was the new one. Who was the actor for the Friday 13th in 2019? Friday 13th, 20. Oh no, it was 29. Um Let me look him up. He was a perfect size. Yes, Derek Mears. He was a good size for Jason Behemoth. That they had him good, and it wasn't like he was a gigantic bulking man. He was actually kind of a slender, tall man. And here, look, some of that deformity face I was talking about. They have him on their big old noggin, and the mask wouldn't cover it. That was such a great mask. So that's kind of like the biggest issues I had. It was just in Jason himself, his size, and the way he presented himself. I used to think it didn't matter who was the behind the mask. I remember being a kid and seeing online people debate about who is a better Michael Myers, who is a better Voorhees. I'm like, he's wearing a mask and not talking. Who cares who's behind the mask? It could be anybody. But you really do appreciate the small things, the way they move, the statue, the way they walk, and the way they attack people. There's an art form to it. So okay, that was my biggest complaints. Aside from that, I do like the bloody brutal factor of this. They had a really great kill involving the boat motor, where they just like turn some guy's face into mush. Perfect. I like that. I will agree with people because I did see people complain about this. We had the apple slice kill here in a sec. Jason grabs an apple slice, which hey, product synergy, right? We're promoting apple flavored beer. Let's get the apple slicer in there. All right, fine. You could have used a bottle opener. And I'm like, okay, what is he gonna do with that? That's kind of a crazy idea. And it turns out he's just kind of like trying to slice her face with it. I thought maybe he was gonna like, because the whole purpose of that is you mush down on an apple and it cuts into slices. But he was just kind of slicing some off. I feel like that's become a cliche now in horror. We've had enough movies where they do something like that. You have Evil Dead Rise, where they did that with the cheese grater. You just had, what movie was it? Weapons had a scene like that involving a character getting their face sliced off. I'm like, it's not creative anymore. You got to do something new. And that apple one wasn't it, buddy. What you should have done it on her hand or something. Sliced up that hand. Okay. Uh, and so it was mainly that. The biggest positive I want to give on this short film, which I was like, you have 13 minutes. You're not going to be able to do much special. My biggest fear is it was just going to be the most standard. Here's a group of teens. Jason shows up, kills them one by one. We're done. I know that's all people kind of want. I want more than that. I know that's the easiest Friday the 13th movie you can make, but I think the 2009 remake is the perfect version of that. Trying to do that again is dumb. You need to add some sort of element or some sort of new thing to keep it fresh. And I feel like this short film actually did do that. So the one thing that happens in here is you see early on, the girl's just rowboating, feels something happening, and of course, it's a recreation of the ending of the original Friday the 13th, where Jason pops out of the water and does that. And when I first was watching this, I was like, what the heck? Because it jump cuts to like nighttime, and she's out, and I'm like, what? She was just underwater for hours and totally survived that. But as the short film goes on, she starts getting stabbed by Jason. She's taking it out, taking all this damage, and I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. Just the way Jason was reincarnated or brought back to life in Crystal Lake, this character was also. And I'm like, I like that idea as the interesting element for the movie. I'm not saying that has to be the permanent lore, because I have seen some fans be very picky that they don't like the idea that the Crystal Lake is now like this Lazarus pit where you just throw anybody in there and they come back to life. There's rules you can add on. You can make it so it only happens on Friday the 13th. I mean, that's the day Jason died and keeps coming back on Friday the 13th. So as long as you die on that lake in Friday the 13th, maybe you can be brought back. Maybe that's just the day the lake portal opens from hell or something, right? So it doesn't have to be every time someone dies in that lake and whatnot. But I think an element like that, like if this was a Blumhouse movie and that was the added element, that Jason is going up against somebody that's basically like him and is already dead, is already zombified, and you can fight each other, take as much damage, stab them through. I was like, I like that idea. That could actually be a very fun, interesting movie in itself. And then the next film, you do something different. I mean, all the movies have done that, right? Whether it's Jason when he was versus a girl with telepathic powers, they never brought that back. Jason in space, all super ultrafied out, they never really brought that back. It's like, it's just the unique thing for this one movie or one incarnation. I actually thought that was smart, and that's what I would want. I don't just want Jason fighting a bunch of horny campers and movie ends. I want there to be that one unique element, and I think they did have that here. So, all in all, I thought it was fine. I don't think we're going to get a continuation of this. I don't think this is going to be like a web series where next month we're going to find out, oh, part two of this is coming out. If they do, I'm curious who the sponsor is. This time, I'm trying to find something on my desk. What's the thing that I don't, sponsored by Skittles? I don't know. This time Jason's back and he's going after the rainbow. Oh, I just nailed it. He's going after an LGBTQ camp. I don't. Maybe that's not the best way to go. Let's cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. There was a movie like that, right? What was it with Kevin Bacon? It's called They Them. I heard it was awful, so I didn't even check it out. But I thought it was like an interesting concept. Yep, They Them. So Jason at Camp They Them with the Skittles sponsor? I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, guys, I thought it was fine. I'm still just waiting for when we get the movie adaptation. I'm wondering though if the people behind the Jason universe are taking into account all this criticism, because again, there's tons of criticisms on the mask, the way they're handling the brand and treating it more like a product that you like sell as opposed to, a medium, an art form. There's a difference. It's a product and an art. You can make money both ways. It's about how you present it. So that was just kind of my thoughts on the Jason Universe short film. Not as bad as I thought, and I'm glad there was never any crazy scene of Jason going, "Oh, what was this? Apple, orchid. Please drink responsibly." Glad nothing like that happened. All right, let's move on to the next topic at hand. So what do I got here? Keeping on the horror movie train, buddy. Scary Movie 6. Dude, the announcement we have all been waiting for. So we have known for a while now that Scary Movie 6 is on the horizon. It was a great news that the Wayans brothers are coming back. The movie is actually going to be filming this October, and it's set for a June 12th, 2026 release date. So pretty fairly soon, if you honestly think about it. And with that, the only other thing other than having the Wayans brothers in there is please bring in Brenda and Cindy to come back and fight off whatever crazy parodies they have for this movie. And today, buddy, oh boy, we actually got that confirmation. It got revealed that Regina Hall and Anna Faris are coming back in the movie, and they even confirmed a bunch of other characters. Like, even though the Wayans brothers are back, we still didn't know if they'd be in the movie, right? We didn't know if Shorty or was it Marlon and Keenan? No, Keenan's the other one. It's Shawn Wayans. We didn't know if they'd actually be in the movie. We just thought maybe they'd just be behind the scene people. But they do say here that this is the statement they put out. We can't wait to bring Brenda, Cindy back to life and be reunited with our great friends Keenan, Shawn, and Marlon, three men we'd literally die for. In Brenda's case, again. Ooh, they are iconic, dude. They were just a perfect pairing. They are the thing that made me laugh the most. And now with everything that's been going on in the horror sphere, it's a perfect time to bring in another parody movie and make fun of a lot of stuff. And in fact, there are some details that we're going to have to classify them as rumors since it's not confirmed of the newer characters that'll be popping up in this movie. And it looks like they are definitely taking inspiration from Scream 5. So, let me pull that up first. So, okay, let me just finish this. So, I think Anna Faris back was a key thing to make me excited for this. The Ashley Tisdale one, couldn't even sit through it, man. It was just abysmal. It was a bore. No offense to Ashley Tisdale, but was just not for me. The way Anna Faris can play a dumb blonde or just a dumb character must be studied. She was so funny in all three movies. I know she was in four, but the first three are my preferred favorite. She was so great at that. A lot of great comedic timing. Brenda as well. Her fight scene with the ring girl, good stuff in there. So thinking that they could be fighting Art the Clown, Pennywise. They could be. Some people I even said they're gonna like have the hand from Talk to Me and have a scene there. Yes, I don't care what it is. Just knowing that they're part of it, good. But like I was saying, it seems very clear now what they're trying to do with Scary Movie 6 is basically make fun of the horror legacy sequel trend, right? Like Scream 5, Halloween 2018, we just had I Know What You Did Last Summer, movies where the formula is, hey, bring back the old legacy characters and pull in new people and then tell a story there. I still don't think it was a mistake that Marlon Wayans took a photo with old Ghostface from the first Scream. I think he's going to be coming back and will be kind of the main villain. There's going to be tons of other horror weird things they do, but this Ghostface might be the returning main villain. That will be great, and the mystery of like who's under the mask, that'll be also fun. But so with that, well then you got to have new characters, right? You got to have new people. And I was seeing rumors. I'm gonna give the credit to Critical Overlord, who has been the one. The Critical Overlord. He does good at reporting as well, and has worked for Screen Rant in the past. So with Critical here, he has mentioned that the movie is gonna be bringing in a version of Sam and Tara, and instead of naming them, obviously, Sam and Tara, they're going to be named Sarah and Tuesday. You get it? Do you get it? Do you get Sarah and Tuesday? Mainly because Sam and Tara were played by Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, right? So the Carpenter sisters. We're going to basically have a version of the Carpenter sisters for the new Scary Movie, and they'll be the new blood coming in, joining alongside Cindy and Brenda in whatever adventure. And because they like to make fun of actors and the work that they've done, you remember there was a character in the first Scary Movie who was named Buffy. Scary Movie cast. It was the really hot chick from American Pie. Shannon Elizabeth. Her name was Buffy Gilmore, and that's because that was a play on the character from Sarah Michelle Gellar from I Know What You Did Last Summer, but it's also because she played a character named Buffy on TV. So they've done things like that, and it's all that. So obviously, Jenna Ortega plays Wednesday on Netflix. Huge, very popular role. So the character that'll be making fun of Jenna Ortega in there is named Tuesday. I like it. I like it. I think that's cool. I think that works, and I'm curious to see what they do with that. Alongside with that, there was now that rumor I trust because it's from someone I actually am familiar with, and I know if they heard it, it's because they have a believability in it. Whether it ends up becoming true or not, it's fine. But I don't think Critical just lies for lies. This one, I'm gonna have to say, take it with a giant grain of salt because I could not find the original source, and the only place I saw it being posted was Facebook, which is never a recipe for good. But I still want to bring it up just for laughs because it does play into something. There was a rumor going around on Facebook that Will Poulter will be in the movie and that Will Poulter will be portraying Pennywise in Scary Movie 6. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I actually don't believe this one, but if it happens to be true, I do like the idea behind it because I don't know how many of you know Will Poulter, who also played Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He was the original person that was going to play Pennywise in the It movies. Before Bill Skarsgård got the role and everything, Will Poulter was supposed to be our Pennywise, but scheduling conflicts happened, or I'm not sure what went down. He was unable to do the role, so then they gave it to Bill Skarsgård. I like this kind of idea. I think that's cool. It fits in. And, you know, I feel like Scary Movie is going to do kind of like these Marvel Easter egg type deals and situations like that. So letting an actor who was this close to pay Pennywise actually play a parody, making fun of version makes sense. And also, since the last Scary Movie, the It movies, Pennywise, he is the number one grossing horror movie or rated R film of all time. I believe that's still the case. Let me look that up. Highest grossing rated R movie. If not, I think it's at least in the category. Um, but let me see. Top 5 horror movies. It might still be The Passion of the Christ, but I'm pretty sure It Chapter 1 or 2, one of those is number 1. And I mean, if Scary Movie, the whole point is to make fun of horror movies that are very well known, that most you don't want to make fun of the one indie horror movie like I Saw the TV Glow, but if you make fun of that, there's going to be like 20 people in the theater that day who understand the joke. I don't know what's going on right now with my internet. It's pissing me off. Let me just Oh, right when it loads, you wanna take me okay. Okay, so I guess I have to categorize it as the number 1 horror movie, but I'm pretty sure it was, like, at 1,000,000,000 or something. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking something wrong. But still, it is still the number 1 horror movie money-wise. You're gonna wanna make fun of Pennywise, you're gonna wanna include him in there, and I think Art the Clown is definitely someone else just for their popularity, but still. Uh I like this idea. I'm happy they're coming back. My main thing is I can't wait for the poster, the marketing, the trailers, cause it's just gonna be a horror fan's dream of like, okay, they're making fun of Pearl. Oh my, talk to me, A24 stuff. Oh, Pennywise. Oh, Art the Clown reference. I cannot wait, man. I hope Michael Myers makes an appearance this time because that'd be great. Um, so you guys let me know what you think about them and these rumors about the new legacy, the new fresh blood, Sarah and Tuesday. Who would you want to play them? I know Melissa Barrera has said she wants to be in it, and I'm totally fine with that. I just don't know if she would be given a huge role. The only thing I could think of is like at the end when Ghostface is revealed, it's Melissa Barrera under the mask. I was like, oh, what the heck? I don't know. I don't know if she'd have like a huge role throughout the course of the movie. All right, let's move on to our next topic here. Superman. Oh, lordy pajordy. Okay, so a lot of stuff in the Superman world right now. Let's get to talking about that. All right, so for one, Superman is now out on digital, and so my timeline today on Twitter has been nothing but clips, gifs, screen grabs. This is such a funny pose of Lex Luthor trying to run away from Superman, but he does not end up getting away. A lot of good stuff, even getting to relive a lot of the great moments, like friggin' Mr. Terrific and his T-Sphere scene. A lot of good stuff. But one thing that people were noticing, let me see here if I can pull it up. Let's see, message. In there, people zoomed in on a report. Here it is. At the end of the movie, whenever Lex Luthor is revealed to be behind a lot of the manipulating and stuff like this, on the screen for a news report, it says the Daily Planet shows Luthor was behind the false images of Superman's parents' message claiming da da da. And boy, this has sparked up that debate like crazy. If you guys don't know what debate it is, spoilers if you haven't seen Superman. I definitely think you should now that it's available to rent or buy on VOD. The thing that gets revealed in Superman that was kind of controversial is that Superman's parents were not the best people. They left him on Earth with the message saying that, son, you got to repopulate the Kryptonians. You got to do what you can to save us. And if no one agrees with you, kill him, son. That's basically the gist of their message. And it was a crazy thing because all throughout the movie, like 10 different people tell Superman, the message is legit. The message is legit. And me as a viewer watching the movie, I'm like, the message is not legit. The message is not legit. And by the end of the movie, we're all like, oh crap, the message was legit. What the heck? Kryptonians are evil? It's something we're still wrestling with, and I'm wondering if there's going to be any implications with that in the next Superman movie that's coming up. But James Gunn is very adamant. He's like, no, I am not going back on that because people have theorized, oh, Brainiac probably messed with that. Oh, I bet General Zod is actually Bradley Cooper and he did that message. Or people are trying to find every theory, every excuse that is not actually what Superman's parents meant. And James Gunn, you could see it's tons of interviews where he's like, that's the way it is, no matter what. So Jimmy Gunn, I want you to explain then why in your own movie it says that the message was false and faked. Come on, Jimmy. I want to hear it right now, buddy. You put them glasses off, you spike your hair up, you do this with your white beard, and you say, Oopsie. Oopsie. I honestly, if I'm being honest, I'm giving Jimmy Gunn a hard time, but I think this might have just been one of those things that slipped by. Maybe there was other versions of the movie where James Gunn was flipping on making the message false and doctored, and other versions where he kept it the same. Because this is something that comes from I know Smallville did it, but it's also, and I don't know which was first, Smallville or this issue of and Superman Birthright. That is a plot point in the comic. I read this in preparation for Superman. I thought it was a really good book. But in that, Lex Luthor does falsify the image of Kryptonians. He like creates a bunch of like holograms that Kryptonians are bad people and they want to take over the Earth. And Superman is there to prepare us for all of that. And then it gets found out that, oh, Lex Luthor faked all that and it was just trying to give Superman a bad image. And I thought that's what they were going for, is that by the end of the movie, it'd be like Superman Birthright and you'd find out, oh no, Lex Luthor just manipulated all that and that was what ended up happening. So who knows? I don't think it'll mean anything. I'm sure James Gunn will probably address it in a matter of days and be like, that's not supposed to be there. That's something that got by me. Sorry about that. Because he, like I said, he literally said, I'm not changing it. That his parents are bad, and that's that. And I'm like, God damn. Ooh. The memes have been funny about that too, because with Spider-Man coming out, people have been joking about what would a James Gunn Spider-Man movie look like? And it's just captions of Uncle Ben dying on the ground saying, F bitches, Spider-Man. Like, Uncle Ben, you're crazy, man. That'd be James Gunn's Uncle Ben. Get the hose, Spider-Man. Get them all. It would be crazy. Okay, but aside from that, though, since Peacemaker has had its red carpet premiere, at the red carpet, James Gunn did give a name to his universe that he's building with Superman, where he said James Gunn has officially announced the Superman saga. That's what James Gunn said. The Superman saga, which people have pointed out, Matt Reeves calls the Batman universe the Batman crime saga. We doing a little synergy there? We doing a little something? I'm going to be annoying in this one, let me tell you real quick. And the other crazy part is that the next project of the Superman saga will go into production hopefully soon. In fact, James Gunn even says this to elaborate. He says, we're scheduling it right now. I'm totally done with the treatment. My treatments are incredibly intense. They are 60-page treatments with dialogue and everything. Now I'm just turning that into a script. We're planning out when we're going to shoot that. It's going to be much sooner rather than later. I need you guys to realize Superman has been in theaters for a total of 35 days. So basically a month and 5 days. Superman has been in theaters that long. We're already got a sequel and the treatment and story for it is done. He still has to write the script, but based on what he said, it's going to be pretty easy for him with everything he's got prepared. And now they're planning on when they can shoot this right away. This should be heaven for Superman fans, because we were in that trap with Henry Cavill. We had a movie we enjoyed. I like Man of Steel, still do, even after watching this Superman movie, which I also liked. But we had to wait years for like, when's Man of Steel 2? When's this coming out? And we never got, within a month or a little over a month, sequel coming, filming soon. See you there, buddy, old boy. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. That's awesome. And it's just nice for Superman fans to kind of be out of that rut of, here's a movie, might not see another one for 10 years, because heck, that last Superman film with Quest for Peace took years. For Superman Returns, that happened. Took years for Man of Steel, and then took years for this Superman. It's cool. All right, so with that, though, it has also brought up the insane coincidence that with this, and with James Gunn talking about it, saying it's going to production sooner than later, meaning basically by next year, 2026, the movie would begin filming. And what else is going to be filming around the same time? It's spring of 2026. The Batman 2. The Batman 2 will be filming. And with the way things are aligning, it's looking that we are going to have Superman 2, or whatever he ends up calling it. I know he says it's kind of a sequel, kind of a not sequel, whatever it is. It's a Superman sequel, and Batman 2 the same year in 2027. Bro, what 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 are we doing here? Are is That's craziness. That's insanity. I mean, one, to have a Batman and a Superman movie, separate things, but to also have them all fall on the same year, that's pretty good. That's insane. It feels like it fuels my like little shoulder nod that like they combine in these universes, man. How do you have Batman Part 2 come out and Superman 2 and be like, "Oh, but they separate things." They separate. I don't know, man. I don't I know it's annoying to hear, but I think it's crazy. And that Secret Wars year, oh, Kevin Feige is sweating then. I'm not thinking the movies will be any bigger than Secret Wars. It's all definitely going to depend on Doomsday and how well that does. Uh, but that is insane to think about. 2027 is going to be a crazy year because we're going to have a Superman team up movie. We're going to have the Batman movie come out. And who knows what other DC projects, because they're trying to get Wonder Woman off the ground fairly soon. There's always tons of other projects James Gunn's working on last minute. Marvel, who knows what they're doing right there. It's crazy to think about. So that's really why I just wanted to kind of toss it off to you guys and tell you what you think about that. The fact that we're going to be getting Superman. It's also going to be crazy in comparison because it took us, what, 6 years to get the Batman Part 2. It's going to take us like 2 years to get Superman 2. Insanity. But hey, that's James Gunn. When you're the head of the studio, your movies can get a sequel like that, right? And James only has like a 5-year contract before he like either re-ups it or gets let go. So I think James is just trying to do as much as he can, as fast as he can before that contract is up and he either gets let go or not. I think he's going to be kept on, but you never know. There's been tons of regime changes at Warner Brothers over the years, so could happen. 6-7? Oh, dang it. Not the chat. Not the 6-7 chat. I'm sorry I said it. Oh, my bad. All right. Let's move on now. Well, actually, let's stay on the DC train for a little bit. Peacemaker Season 2 has been screened for some people. I'm very jealous. I have, even though I'm obviously on Warner Brothers payroll and I receive checks from them, I did not get the first 5 episodes of Peacemaker Season 2. I saw so many people did, and I was like, oh, what? How'd you guys get that? I want that. I'm very bad with keeping up with emails and messaging people about all that. But people have seen the first 5 episodes. I think there's supposed to be 9 episodes in total. And, well, we got our first reactions for those first 5 episodes. So let's actually take a look at them and see what people are saying. It should be noted that right now, I think Peacemaker Season 2 has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wait, it went down to 93. Still 96 now. Well, when it debuted at 100, but it's at 96, which is still pretty good. Well, that's the first season. My silly old booty. Let me get Peacemaker Season 2 here. There we go. There, Peacemaker Season 2 still at 100% with just 35 reviews. Still pretty crazy. So let's look at this and see what some people are saying. All right. Peacemaker. Let's go through it. I'll see if I can find any reviews. Okay, we have one here. Peacemaker Season 2 is brilliant. An existential story about reckoning with trauma and the chance life gives you as a redemption. Killer soundtrack, banging action, and more serious tone. You'll punch the air from excitement, but cry from how deeply tragic it is. And that's the thing I was kind of seeing. But, before I got on, I was looking at other people's reactions. The common consensus is that the story and emotions is really what was heightened up. It's not, this season isn't going to be as funny, and some people might not even find the story that interesting, but the emotions behind the season are really there. And I think James Gunn does do emotional punch as well. Let me see if I can get on some other ones here. Peacemaker Season 2. Seen the first 5 episodes and I love it. Much funnier and much more violent than Season 1, but also far more mature in its storytelling. Backed by terrific work from its cast, once again, John Cena at his best, expands the DCU in fascinating ways too. Great stuff. Oh, that's good to hear. Let me see. Try and get a lot. Oh, here's another one. Peacemaker season 2 is a big upgrade on season 1. It's not as funny, but the character work is way stronger. It really stands apart as something different and special in the current superhero storytelling landscape. The show has no right working as well as it does. Plus, Chris is by. Oh, me next, Mr. Chris John Cena? A Chris and a Chris? We could do the call me by your name and I'll call you by mine, and we'd still have the same name. Just some food for thought. We have here, it's so far so great. I am obsessed with Peacemaker season 2 just as much as I was with the first. As oh dude, that's a long one. I'll still read it. As it rips the DCU wide open with a plethora of references, funny surprises, and its hilarious yet truly moving exploration of Chris's longing for inner peace from the sins of his past, with John Cena once again owning the role and rising to the throne of James Gunn's best character yet. It's packed full of great new characters whose individual moments all elevate the great purpose of the season. Plenty of laughs, and even as a tearjerker ending episode 5 that makes me yearn for more as an anticipated brutal, bloody, effing awesome action. Gear up because the 11th Street Kids are so back and rocking the fresh lick of paint. So honestly, it's sounding good. It's sounding like Peacemaker season 2 is delivering. Make fun of DC all you want in some of the things they do, and they're still kind of on their trajectory building this new DC universe. But the one thing that they have gotten really good that Marvel is still struggling with at times is their TV shows. Their TV shows continue to deliver excellence, whether it's because they focus on the story instead of trying to just build the overall universe, or just turn a movie into 6 episodes. It seems like DC has a handle on how to do their shows, which makes me so excited for the Lantern show, because so far we have Penguin that's done great, and I know it's not DCU, but it's still a DC property. Penguin was great. Peacemaker season 2 is getting good reviews. Please let Lanterns be good, because I want the Green Lanterns to come back in full force. And Guy Gardner did kind of give the Lanterns kind of a good name with Superman. I'm gonna read like one more and then see what it says. All right, it says here, I've seen the first 5 episodes of Peacemaker season 2, and it's pretty good. After a rocky start, which I have heard that a lot. I heard that the first episode is kind of rough. It's kind of like, and that it doesn't really kick in until like 2 or 3. So I'm like, okay, that's good to know. It eventually finds its groove with John Cena putting in his best work. The vulgarity of it all may vary your mileage, but overall, I think a comic bookie, it's a wonderful life. More fun surprises to come, with the potential for a satisfying conclusion to justify his existence to the DCU to make it great. And yes, the opening credits rock. I can't wait, man. I'm very excited for this. It all sounds good. I throw it off to you guys. You excited for Peacemaker season 2? Does this get you? I never thought I'd care about a Peacemaker show. Whenever James Gunn announced he was doing it, I was like, buddy, move on, dude. Peacemaker? Come on. But that first season wasn't bad, and this is sounding cool. And I do like the idea of the plot where he's going to be like jumping between universes and trying to find his place in the world since he's not loved in his world. I kind of like that. So you guys let me know what you think about Peacemaker season 2 reviews. Okay. Let's talk about some Avengers Doomsday. So Avengers Doomsday, we got a huge confirmation right before I went live here. You guys might have seen earlier in the week, we had Ryan Reynolds take to Instagram. Let me see if I can find the exact photo. It was like this without all the blue. But Ryan Reynolds took to Instagram earlier this week and posted just a photo of the Avengers logo, and it made it seem like, oh dude, he's coming back, he's doing all that. But there was some iffiness, because it's like, well, it's just an Instagram post, doesn't really mean anything. And I think even John Campea was like, got on his show and said, oh, I actually been told it's not happening. Who's looking at Tobey Maguire's dick now, Campea? This guy. Because now, right before it went live, it got revealed by The Hollywood Reporter, which is an actual official trade publication. Whenever they say something, you basically take it as confirmation, because they're rarely ever wrong. And it's honestly, sometimes it's just the studio themselves saying, hey, this guy's going to be in this movie. Can you make an article? All right, thanks. That's honestly sometimes how it works. It's like they say, our sources say, their sources being Disney, just let them know. So hear that Ryan Reynolds will return as Deadpool in Avengers Doomsday. All right, buddy, oh boy. Let's talk about that. So I think it makes perfect sense. You have the X-Men that are part of this movie. I've wanted to see this version of Deadpool hang out with the older 2000s X-Men. I think that works. Even with Gambit there, you got to feel Gambit is somehow in the vicinity of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. So, I mean, just when Channing Tatum was announced, it pretty much confirmed Ryan Reynolds would somehow be in there too. I feel like this also basically confirms Hugh Jackman Wolverine because, I mean, they were seen as buddy and chummy by the end of Deadpool and Wolverine. Why would you not? Also think with all the with all the iffiness that Marvel has had in box office, like right now, Fantastic Four is doing good, but it's not making anywhere near the money they hoped. It is trailing behind Superman. Well, Deadpool and Wolverine was your biggest movie since Spider-Man No Way Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home was a Sony movie, right? So it's only easy money that you have Deadpool in there and you show him off in the marketing and in trailers because he's kind of one of your big hitting guns right now with a lot of people not there. I mean, obviously, Robert Downey Jr. is Doom. He's going to be a big marketing push, but showing Deadpool in there, that's going to get a lot of people going, one ticket, please. I'd like to see the guy brown his pants. Thank you very much. So that's smart and that's obvious. But now it's also brought up some rumors we've been hearing about. Specifically the teams that'll be in this movie. Let me see. They've okay. This person divided it up. Thank you. Thank you, Rock Rider. Sorry, guys. All right, perfect. I feel like, well, is this the actual one? Okay, I'll get back to this. I'm gonna bookmark this. We were being told who the teams will be in Avengers Doomsday, and this is what they were divided into. We have the new Avenger team, the Fantastic Four, Sam Wilson's Avengers, Team Loki, which I found interesting, the X-Men, and Team Doom. Now, those are the teams, and it looks like here somebody has like divided them up. Do not take these as official. I think this is someone's best guess, and I mean, I think it's a pretty good guess. I imagine the Fantastic Four will revolve around the Fantastic Four, right? New Avengers, we just saw them at the end of Thunderbolts. I don't think Evangeline Lilly is showing up in this one, so I would definitely take her out, and we still haven't gone for confirmation of like Don Cheadle or Brie Larson. I don't think Brie Larson has been confirmed, but everybody else, yeah, that's a pretty much good bet about Sam Wilson's team. Now, the Team Loki is going to be the interesting one to me, and you know what? I do think they have it spot on here. I was gonna suggest this. Okay, Team Loki is obviously going to be Mobius and TVA people. I wouldn't even put it past what's his name? He was the tech guy, and he just came back and won an Oscar. Ke Kwan. Ke Kwan will probably be part of the team as well of Team Loki. Loki himself. Because we saw Deadpool interact with the TVA, I think that's his in to be on Team Loki. And along with Channing Tatum and see, like, these are speculation because these people have not been confirmed. Daphne King and Peggy Carter, X-23 and all that. That's not a bad guess, but what, you would go into the world and get Captain Carter? I don't even know she'd want to help your team with what Wanda did from their universe, you know? So I do like that. Someone's saying OB. Who's OB? Am I missing? Oh, that was his name. That was his character name. Thank you, OB. Thank you for that. So I do like that. This is the X-Men that we've known are going to be in there. Team Doom. Now, this is his speculation, and I'm just like this. I don't even think any of these can be right. But okay, let's just say this is Team Doom. I don't think Mephisto would be in there. I don't even think the leader is ever coming back. You're sweeping that guy under the rug. I'm sorry. I think it's fascinating that they put Namor there. Okay, so Team Doom can be an interesting team. The reason it looks like Team Doom is having his own team is because we got a report, and a lot of this you're gonna have to take as rumor and whatnot, but it's still fun to talk about. There was a rumor going around that Doctor Doom would kind of be treated almost like a main character in the movie. That he would, yeah, here it is. It says here, Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is reportedly the main character of Avengers Doomsday, the way Thanos was in Avengers Infinity War. I think about Infinity War, and I wouldn't say he was the main character, but you do get a lot of perspective of Thanos in Infinity War when he's jumping place to place, getting stone to stone, and you really understand his perspective and his train of thought that he thinks he's doing well. They're going to be doing that same thing here. So there was like another report that came out where it was like So, oh yeah, it was here. It was Chris Evans. So it says here, when Steve Rogers went back in time to live with Peggy Carter, he reportedly created the incursion. Doctor Doom reportedly wants him dead in Avengers Doomsday. Now, I'm gonna call BS a little bit on that because I'm just like, there's so much time traveling shenanigans and weird things, and even in the Loki TV series they say time traveling doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get arrested by the TVA. Doesn't necessarily mean you've done something wrong, because I think they even say, oh, what he did was perfectly fine. Oh yeah, that time traveling, that's okay, we don't have a problem with that. So I don't know if this, him staying and branching off the timeline, getting his happy ending will be a huge incursion. I feel like there's going to be other reasons for that. And I'm still wanting to know, how does Doom even know of this? Does he have like a little computer that tells him, oh, this guy over here, he went to go get his love interest back, Doom. You gotta shut that down, you know? So I call BS a little bit on that, but I do think Doom is gonna be aware of the incursions, and I'll be scrolling forever, but there was a report along with this that said Doom knows of the incursions. He feels a multiversal threat coming on, which I could believe that. Doom lives on Earth, and with everything that happened in Fantastic Four and with Galactus coming in, I that would motivate me as a very smart person, if I have the brain of Doom, to start putting warning systems in place if there's anomalies in the multiverse, in space, and whatnot. That way I'm prepared for the next Galactus threat. I think Doom did that within the 4 years, has some sort of warning system letting them know multiverse is about to collapse, planets are about to collide. I need to go into action to stop this and protect us. Let me go to the little magic baby. Let me touch that magic baby, right? I think that's what he's thinking here, and that's why he goes to Franklin in the post-credit scene. And we're going to be seeing Doom think he's the good guy by, like, well, because in the comics, they thought to themselves, there's no way to stop the planets from colliding other than destroying the other planet before it hits us. I think that's what Doom's plan is. It's like, Earth 838 is my planet. Any planet that's about to collide with mine, gone, 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 gone. And that'll kind of be it. They got just speculating, just thinking about it. I could see that's where his mindset is going. And so, with that in mind, would Doom work alone? Would Doom be the only one thinking to himself, well, I mean, other people are going to want their planets saved. I'm going to need some heavy ammunition if I need to get rid of these other planets. I can't just do it on my own. I think that's then where his Team Doom comes in. I could definitely see Namor joining Team Doom because he has his own society and his own people he cares for that happen to live on a planet, right? Which is 616. I could see Doom going up to Namor and being like, partnering up. I could use your forces. I could use your strength. We destroy other people and make sure our planets are okay. Done. There was that concept art that showed Doctor Strange alongside Doom. But I don't think that doesn't mean it's our Doctor Strange. It could be a Doctor Strange from like the Illuminati world, the one that we saw in Multiverse of Madness. Or no, that Doctor Strange is dead. It could be a Doctor Strange from another universe, right? It doesn't have to be our Strange. Wanda as well. Like, you do this, I give you a planet with your kids on it. Okay, Mr. Doom, I do it. I don't know. Magneto maybe even would want to, right? So that's an interesting thought, that Doom assembles his own team, promising them their planet is safe from destruction if they help him out with destroying these other planets before the incursions happen. I don't know. I feel like that could work. That could be a lot of fun. Would also be like why the TVA gets involved and be like, we got to stop this Doom guy. He's just wrecking stuff and all this other things. A lot of stuff. I do think Avengers Doomsday has to do some heavy lifting in terms of its marketing, because this is just the first Avenger movie where we don't have a build-up to. I'm sure there's things that'll become aware in the movie itself that it's like, oh, okay, I see what they were building towards. But I don't think there is a clear buildup to Doctor Doom. There isn't a clear buildup to this threat the way Loki was built up in Thor 1, Thor 2, and then in Avengers, the first Avengers, right? I know Ultron wasn't also built up, but I felt like that was a good self-contained story. That was just kind of like a day in the life of the Avengers, right? And Thanos was, of course, perfectly built up through the course of the film. Doom is going to be one of those situations like Ultron where he just almost kind of feels like he just appears for the audience, and will that be as exciting, especially in the drought that Marvel has had right now, with a lot of their movies not making as much. I feel like that's why things like Deadpool are being announced, why we're going to see maybe Spider-Man confirmed and announced and things like that, because they just need y'all to show up. Because again, Doom doesn't do well. Doom is not a good movie. Doom doesn't do well. All hype for Secret Wars. We're still going to be hyped and we're still going to watch it. But if this movie doesn't deliver, Secret Wars, the ending chapter to the MCU that sets us up for the reset, you're not going to have that many people as excited. You're just not, you know? But yeah, we'll see what happens and what goes down. Those are just some of the rumors and reports going around. You guys let me know your thoughts on that. All right, let's move on to talking about Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Okay, so this past week was actually the last week that Spider-Man would be filming in Glasgow for this armored truck sequence. And we've gotten some good new photos of Punisher and his truck that kind of changed some things that we've heard about the movie. But this is also probably the last that we are going to be getting of set photos. They might still film some stuff in public, but there's no guarantee that we'll be able to capture cameras. In fact, I feel like Sony did this very deliberately in letting the public take as many photos, as many angles of this, because it's working. Every day I'm on my timeline and seeing an awesome photo of Tom Holland's Spider-Man in that gorgeous suit, just aura farming like crazy. I mean, it's been working for them. Like, oh, this is just insane, dude. I'm webbing everywhere. You can't even see it. Look at that. That was all natural. Oh, he just hurt his back. My back. My back. So that's been really fun to see. And so with these final set photos, there are some intriguing stuff that we can look at. So let me actually pull up my bookmarks. Hopefully no goon pics. Okay. So for one, we have them over here, the armored truck that we've been following for a while, but now something new being added on is the Punisher van with Spider-Man on top. That's the new added thing that kind of changes some of the stuff we've heard. So for one, love that the Punisher van is being included in this movie. Love that the Punisher took time to put his logo on it. I know it wasn't a van, but in the Thomas Jane version, he also had a Punisher car. And I love that scene. I really like the old Thomas Jane Punisher movie. But yeah, there was a scene in the old Thomas Jane. It was like a muscle car, and he had it all decked out. But I always love that scene. So I think it's kind of cool that they're bringing in. And I know the van has shown up in the Punisher's Netflix series. But there are some tweaks. Because like in the Netflix series, he didn't have the logo on the hood, and he didn't have this little window open. Now, some people are thinking this Punisher window is just for filming purposes. So like a camera can easily slide in and get a shot of John Bernthal's face going, get off my truck, Red. Get off, bug boy. You know the noises Frank Castle makes. I actually don't think that. I think that is a purposeful inclusion into the van, because if you look at this shot here, Punisher obviously has himself a little gun that's pointed out. Now, some people think it's pointed right to Spider-Man. I think it's a rig, and I don't think he's wanting to shoot Spider-Man in this scene, but he's definitely threatening him. I think this little window compartment is that so he can easily shoot out of his window without breaking his windshield. And that's just kind of cool for the Punisher. He just has a little sliding door for his little gun. Love that. Very Punisher-esque, and I'm so curious how he's at all going to be, I don't want to say a threat, but how he's going to compare to other villains like Scorpion. The Hulk is in this movie, and we've heard reports that Punisher will be equipped with the materials to be able to take on these foes. And so that's where we get into the things that we've kind of changed. Because what we were hearing from Scoopers is that this scene with Spider-Man was going to be him chasing Frank Castle in an armored car, trying to stop him from going after Scorpion or the Hulk. Like maybe Frank Castle is like trying to kill them, trying to do something, and Spider-Man's like, no, that's not how we handle things, Frank. I got to stop you. And so that's what we thought is this tank was Frank Castle's, that maybe he got a hold of it, stole it from some armored thugs and whatnot. But now we know that was just a miscommunication. Frank does have an armored truck. He does have an armored car, but it's not that tank. It's his own van that he's going after with this. Such an interesting scene, and I so wonder the context of it because are they working together? Are they like putting their differences aside for like one moment to help somebody? Is Spider-Man fighting two people at once where he's like, yeah, I got to stop this armored truck, but I also got to stop the Punisher from punishing. And so Spider-Man's jumping back and forth trying to handle two situations at once. That could lead for some pretty interesting and thrilling scenes. Um, this to me doesn't seem like they're being friendly. It seems like Spider-Man is annoying the crap out of Frank Castle, and I love that. I hope we get Tom Holland quipping. I feel like he doesn't do enough quipping in his movies, so I would really like to see that. So I do like that. I think that's awesome. I can't wait to see what goes down in there. I do want to bring up this. I did touch upon this a little bit in Side Flick because I brought up some footage. If you really look at this, I was telling you, it looks like they're pulling inspiration from the Spider-Man Insomniac game, where I think that's just going to be like the big inspiration for this. I'm trying to do it in a way where you guys can see a little bit. Maybe, I guess that does it well. There we go. So above here is a cutscene from Spider-Man PS4, and here you can kind of see a lot of things matching this. Spider-Man gets onto a tank, tries to stop it, webs it up, and at one point, look at this. You could see all the flipping around and the way it looks just like it. Even this, where he's bringing it down, I feel like we could literally be seeing that, and that's why so many people are thinking Mr. Negative is involved in the movie. Sucks if he's not, though, because I feel like that was just a perfect way to turn the Hulk savage again. Another great look at the van there. I think he's even got some Twinkie boxes if you look closely. So that's nice. We'll see what ends up happening there. Aside from that, we finally got a photo of Sadie Sink. She is not on set, but let me see if I can find it. Here we go. So people in London were having brunch, and they just took a photo of Sadie Sink sitting next to them, which I think is kind of wild. And she does not have blonde hair. People are, I feel like her hair is still red in this, or orange, whatever you want to call it. Maybe she went brunette, because people were theorizing that Sadie Sink was playing the new Gwen Stacy or something like that. And there was rumors that people saw her on set with blonde hair. So unless she's maybe wearing a wig, does not look like Sadie Sink is playing Gwen Stacy with that hair. It's so funny just how casual they're trying to be in taking a photo of her. Like, look, she's not looking. She's not looking. Take it. So that's really all right. Now let me see. We have taken down the pictures of Sadie Sink where she was spotted in London in a restaurant for the respect of her wishes. Oh, she asked to be taking them down. Oh no, am I part of the problem now? What did she say? The last straw was that I was getting really anxious if I saw a photo of me taken without my permission. Doing anything, just sitting or being out about, but anytime I would see it, it would make me really, really nervous, not want to leave the house, but not having access to social media. I don't know if someone took a photo of me while I was getting coffee in the morning. Therefore, it didn't bother me. Therefore, I can get up the next morning and do it again. Oh, Sadie Sink. It's crazy. And like, I still think back to the days Andrew Garfield basically got revealed because of a DoorDash driver. You guys remember that story? That was a crazy day. DoorDash driver delivered alcohol to Andrew Garfield, got on Twitter and was like, I just did a DoorDash for that Spider-Man dude. He was kind of an a-hole. And that's how we found out. We're like, oh, he's filming No Way Home right now. That was crazy. And I remember the reason that Andrew Garfield was like a little rude to the DoorDash driver is because he didn't order alcohol. But when you order alcohol from DoorDash, you have to show your ID. And Andrew was like, I don't want to give you my ID, man. That's personal. I'm a celebrity. And there was that whole interaction. But yeah, crazy things like that happen in the world, man. So that's the Spider-Man updates that we have right now. We'll see what comes about. I think it's going to get kind of silent right now. With the Spider-Man stuff, I don't think we're going to be getting very many updates. Oh, I did want to... Oh, geez Louise, man. Twitter just backfired on me there for a second. Perfect. This is actually what I wanted to talk about. We had a situation where we had Symbiosis pop up on the streets. A little poster here where it's just kind of the definition of symbiosis. So, it says noun and all that. And we were going crazy because it's like, oh, they're foreshadowing. They're bringing Venom into this. Venom is going to be coming into the movie, and this is their weird, subtle way. Movies do this all the time. Like a little thing you can look out for. Any movie, anytime there's a classroom scene, whatever they're teaching in the classroom will always be linked to the plot of the movie. No matter what, that's just, I don't know why, that's always a thing. So they feel like this was it. But then people did some digging, and by people I mean this lovely account, and we found out Symbiosis was actually, oh, maybe he deleted it, but there's more to it. Symbiosis is actually the name of a club in Glasgow. And we were like, oh no, not again. We were duped, because there was other photos of posters that duped us, and it ended up turning out to just be like some political campaign poster for Glasgow, nothing to do with Spider-Man. But the nightclub named Symbiosis actually messaged this account and said, oh no, that has nothing to do with us. We'll take the free advertising though. So that still leaves it up in the air then. So was this then an intentional foreshadow thing for Spider-Man and Venom? Because we've been seeing that the actor Michael Mando has been very active in teasing Venom and Scorpion, posting photos of his comic book character getting the symbiote, and now we have something Symbiosis that'll be in the background. Definitely feels like foreshadowing, and I'm strongly on the fact that the post-credit scene or the ending of this is Matt Gargan or Spider-Man or somebody getting the symbiote. Somebody, you know? So, yeah. That's all the stuff there with Spider-Man. You guys go ahead and let me know what you think about all that. Let's move on. I think that was it, guys. That was all I had on the agenda. I will go on the Reddit for a few minutes, and then I'll go into your soupy chatty chats. What do you have here? POV, she said she was on her smearoid, but you'll go smurfing. I always regret this. Y'all were so quick. Look how quickly that came up. I'm just glad nothing was shown. I have all the sensitive settings set for the Twitter I use for live stream, and it'll still get you, man. It'll still get you every now and then. I'm just glad nothing actually explicit was shown. I was like, dang, dude, I hate for that to happen. Now, see this right here. Oh. Okay, moving on. Let me go to what's hot. Let's see here. Oh, I did see this, which is crazy. A mother has been arrested for locking her baby in a hot car so she could watch the Smurfs movie uninterrupted. Problem number one, don't do that. Problem number two, you're going to watch a children movie, take your children. Problem three, it's a Smurf movie. You're risking murder and jail time for Smurfs? Mm-mm. Do it for at least a good movie, man. What are you hoping gets announced? Oh yes, Sony will have a panel at New York Comic Con October 11th, and they have it listed as talking about their upcoming films. Oh, dude, I hope it's Spider-Man stuff related. People brought up that like Sony did this once and like announced the entire cast of a Spider-Man movie once like that. It was like for Homecoming. So that'd be nice and get just some clarity on who the main villain is or all the villains that are actually going to be in the film. As far as like Ghostbuster 5, I don't think so. I think they're taking a pause on the Ghostbuster stuff with just how lukewarm the box office has been on that. But I mean, I'm always down to see a Ghostbuster movie. Scooby-Doo possibly in Fortnite. Oh, Raggy, where's the Boogie Mom? Raggy, you got any shockwaves? Raggy, I need some brew. Raggy. I don't know what else to say. Loki will reportedly have his own team. Yeah, we just talked about that. Oh, me as Ant-Man on Black Widow. Enjoying life. What version of the speech do you prefer? Oh, I did not like the behind the scene one. I'm glad they changed it up. Because in the behind the scene one, he says something like, and that hurts my feelings. All right, Superman. Let's back it up. Let's turn around and let's do that again. I don't like that. That's a little too, that was a little too corny for me. I have my issues a little bit with the speech. I still like it. I do feel like it's on the nose and whatnot and could have been touched up. But yeah, in the behind the scene one, the first take, he says something like, and that hurts my feelings. I'm like, okay, I'm not a big fan of that. Oh, these are the movies in 2026. Well, thank you for doing this, Caleb Hepner. Let's see some of these. Oh, what's Larry Boy? I've never heard of Larry Boy. That's interesting. SpongeBob movie out. Oh, dude, it's gonna be nice. We'll see if the Chucky movie comes out. There's been no updates on that, and we don't even know if it's theatrical or streaming. But all this other stuff, dude, yes. Oh yeah, Poohniverse. Oh, well, it was Winnie the Pooh 3 got announced. I don't know if that's the Poohniverse movie, but Winnie the Pooh 3 did get announced. They have like the writer of it attached to Planet of the Apes. I hope Planet of the Apes comes out. I don't know though, with Zelda being coming out that year. A lot of good stuff though. A lot of good stuff. Oh, here's your intro. Okay, let me I don't mind that. It gives off very early YouTube vibes. I feel like there was an era where a bunch of YouTubers would have the same sort of intro every time, and it would just be like those super loud bass and dun 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 dun. Oh, dude, did I just do it again on purpose? My bad. Stop screen share. I'm trying to do it so I could show you guys the audio. Okay, that should probably do it. Okay, let's hear what this is and if this gives the 3C jingle. Exact Edgar. Who's Edgar? My name ain't Edgar. Edgar. 3C Films Edgar? Oh my goodness. What does it say at the end?
I'm gonna say without giving spoilers to you guys, this is a spoiler-free review.
Oh, I know it this way. I'm not playing the rest.
It's you!
Yeah. Well, yes, kind of.
How could you, man?
War of the Unfriended Chris's. Well, we'll see Earth. Oh, dude, Alien Earth has been awesome. I told you, I gave you guys my thoughts on the first episode, and then that second episode, so good. I love what they're doing with Alien Earth. It literally feels like a movie every episode. I like that we're getting plenty of xenomorph action. I've seen some people complain they don't like that the xenomorph is a guy in a costume. I prefer a guy in a costume xenomorph, okay? I know you can kind of tell it's a dude in a costume, but sometimes I prefer that over the CGI xenomorph. I'm just like, that's a fake. That's fake. It's not real. I like the actual tangible realness looking, like the all the shots in Alien Earth of less like the xenomorph with the saliva and the face and the teeth and the grill. Nice. I honestly do not care for Marvel Zombie. I remember being so hyped when Marvel Zombies was announced freaking 6 years ago, however long it was. And now I just don't care. It's only 4 episodes, and that's apparently because it was supposed to be like a made for streaming movie, but Disney was like, we need episodes divided up into 4. Oh, and DC's running circles on the TV division. Evolution of the spider logo for Tom Holland. Nice stuff. Oh, okay. I like the wig. Oh, now that's world's finest, all right. Oh man, I can't listen to this whole thing. Spider-Man New Day. I can't be listening because. Hey. And now, it's a brand new day. She comes out of the ground. I really would like to listen to it all, but it has the Linkin Park music, so it'll get copyrighted. But I will listen to this later. I like that. I'm a thumbs up that. Fallout poster. Nice. 6'7". Dude, dude, I love this artist. Baremho. I could never say Baremhio. Love it. Doom and Joker. The Jerker. I want you to know this. When I'm locked in my room. Oh, I have to give it a second. Wish I had lotion. This is so good. This is peak. This is gonna be the new intro song. I just gotta find a instrumental, non-copyrighted version of Creep. I wish I had lotion. Cause I'm a... Oh, dude. We found it, guys. We found the intro song. That was perfect. I love that. I'm going to save that.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to hit the bad guy by beating him in the head with this head of snowball.
Okay. Oh, I'm ready. Thank you. I appreciate that. Always nice to see a fellow companion. Dude, Doomsday. That's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to see what the posters look like. Anyone remember this cameo? Oh, what the heck? Diddy was in Muppets? I don't even remember that. No, I can't wait. Those posters, because remember, all the No Way Home posters were pretty bad for Spider-Man No Way Home. Most of the No Way Home posters, the Brand New Day posters need to be good. All right, we're just getting into nonsense now. So, let's just go into answering your super chatty chat questions. I want you to notice. You know what? I see someone in the chat, in the regular chat, and I am going to answer that right now. Colton Naylor, consider your wish granted. Yesterday, I had nothing to do. Wanted to watch something, and your boy popped on Kpop Demon Hunters. This is all thanks to you guys in the chat who has been nonstop telling me, Chris, Kpop Demon Hunters, Kpop Demon Hunters, Chris, Kpop Demon Hunters. When you guys nag me that much on something, there's got to be something there. And let me tell you right now, there's a couple of little nephew and nieces I have in my life. Couple of them. And when I tell you they do not stop talking about this movie, I had to wonder, there's something in the sauce then. There is something they're putting in this movie that is just, and I'm seeing headlines every day of this film as well. Let me pull up some of these headlines. K-pop, please don't be anything gross. I'm just having bad luck lately with this. K-pop, yeah, look at this. Sold out. They brought the movie, which Netflix never does. Netflix does not like to do theatrical releases. They rarely ever do, but they decided to release sing-along versions in theaters, sold out across 300 theaters, all that. And I'm like, all right, let me just see, man. Let me see what this is all about. Okay. Honest review on Kpop Demon Hunters. First, with the trailers and all this, ridiculous, I thought. I thought, this is so dumb. One, I'm not a K-pop guy. I just don't think that this is not music I get into. I'm glad if you do. It's not my thing, okay? Just, you're not a punk rocker. I'm a punk rocker. Yes, I am. So, that, and then they're demon hunters. So they're these Hannah Montana girls who sing on day and then demon hunt at night. I'm like, that's so stupid, right? That's so dumb. And I'm clicking on the movie, and I'm like 7-8 minutes in, and I'm like, I'm getting old then. I'm just an old man because this is doing nothing for me. It's like, okay, it's vibrant. It's got nice, beautiful, gorgeous animation. I will give it that. Gorgeous, vibrant animation. I can understand some of the songs being catchy, but it was just like, this just feels weird to me. I feel like I'm too old to be watching this. I'm like, I'm glad the kids are enjoying it, but it's just like, it wasn't for me. And then we got to like the 15-minute mark. And then we got away from just being funny faces, singing nonstop, the K-pop energy and all that. And we got into the characters. We got into the story. We built this lore about the demons and a revelation with one of the characters. And when I tell you, I was like that meme that locked in. You know that meme where you're like sitting back and then you sit up? That was me 15 minutes into this movie. Consider me understanding now. Consider me a fan of K-pop Demon Hunters. That was me being a K-pop fan. Right there. That was a real phrase. You can look that up, man. I actually really ended up enjoying this movie. I thought it was really good. I am shocked. Sony must be kicking themselves right now because Sony did not have faith in this movie. They made the movie, but they did not think it would be good in theaters. And I just gave you all the reasons why. Because just looking at it, I'm judging the book by its cover. From the trailers, the posters, K-pop Demon Hunters. Lordy, why? I would not have been, if this wasn't my job, it wouldn't have been one of the movies I would have paid a ticket for. But this is one of those movies that is so good that if the audience finds it, they're going to speak the word about it. They're going to talk about it. And that's what's ending up happening with K-pop Demon Hunter. So I really enjoyed the kind of demon lore they had in here, and the way a lot of that was played seriously. Yes, there's a lot of goofiness and fun antics to be had. I was making fun of like the crazy funny faces they make, but that's actually a very enjoyable part. I know this isn't like a real good comparison, but as a fan of someone who grew up with Powerpuff Girls, I was getting real Powerpuff Girl vibes from the dynamic of the group, right? Because you have like the leader who's determined and has a mission. You have the soft, funny, kind of dumb one. Then you have the harsh, angry one who's just serious and whatnot. I was getting that dynamic vibe, and I was like, dude, I feel like if this was a show as a kid, I would have watched this. I would have watched this show if this was a show like every week was, oh, they have to go to a concert, but this demon is stopping them. That was actually kind of fun. I was like, this is actually a very well built universe. I like what they're doing. That one song they have, which I can't even sing right now because I just heard it, but I think it's the one with gold in its name. Really good song. I liked it a lot. They have this villain character who's just the heartthrob. I liked his inclusion in the movie and the dynamic he had with the main character. Man, I can't believe I was hating on K-pop Demon Hunters. I did not think this would be for me. Golden, yes, there you go. That's the song. Golden would be my favorite song of the movie. I'm not gonna act like I'm gonna listen to it all my free time, but today I was getting food and doing dishes, and I caught myself singing the song. I was like, oh, I'm a 30-year-old man singing K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay, let's go. Yeah, and I can't also understand the action and animation. Gorgeous, dude. Sony, you're a real threat to all the other animated movies. I'm just gonna tell you that right now, Sony. With Spider-Verse, the GOAT movie you have coming up, and K-pop Demon Hunters, you guys are real heavy hitters with the potential and what you can do with animation. I am so shocked you didn't have that much faith after seeing this movie. I get the marketing was going to be a struggle, but dude, you had something here. And now there's talks about a sequel because Netflix has the rights if they want to make a sequel. There's talks of a live action movie. I'm like, I don't know how good that would be, but I'll be down to see it now. So yes, K-pop Demon Hunters turned me into a fan. I think it's gonna, when all's said and done at the end of the year, this will be one of my most surprising movies. I recommend it. Like I said, get through the first 15. Yeah, because the first 10 minutes, you're just like, this is not for me. I don't like K-pop. I'm not a huge fan of this style. Once the story picks up and things are laid out and you kind of understand things going on in this world, it's actually very fun and immersive. And so I ended up liking it. There you go, Colton. K-pop Demon Hunter reviewed. All right, let's go into some of these super chatty chats. Michael Thompson says, "Hey Chris, who's your favorite stand-up comedian?" Oh man, there was a period in my life way before I did YouTube. I want to say like maybe 5 years before I did YouTube, where I wouldn't listen to music. I would only listen to stand-up. I would have the Pandora app. Does anyone still even use Pandora? You guys know Pandora, right? But it was like it was like the radio station. And Pandora had a feature where you could like, search for like, if you want to listen to rap, it'd give you a rap radio station. If you want to listen to rock, there's a rock radio station. I discovered on Pandora, there was a stand-up station. You could just search stand-up and it would play you different stand-up bits from different comedians. And so that's honestly all I like listened to. If I was at the gym, if I was cleaning around the house, was doing homework, I was just listening to stand-up bits, and I ended up really liking a lot of it. I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite now. I'll say some of the ones I liked. Dimitri Martin, I thought was one that was so hilarious. It's a specific kind of comedy, a lot of visual stuff. He doesn't do much stuff now, but if you ever I think he has a couple specials on Netflix. Real subtle, great delivery, really clever humor that I respect a lot. I think Dimitri Martin is super funny. Like I said, he doesn't do much now. I obviously liked like Kumail Nanjiani. I liked Aziz Ansari. For a period of time, I did like Louis C.K. No point even searching Louis C.K. out, but I did like Louis C.K. Until his controversy. I did like it's like a lot. I liked what's his name? What was the really pasty guy was Hot Pockets? What was it? Jim Gaffigan. There we go. Jim Gaffigan I thought was really good. Bill Burr, obviously, I really like. I do like Bill Burr. I guess some of the ones right now is Shane Gillis. I do find his work pretty funny right now. I think Shane Gillis is funny. Uh, yeah. I'm trying to think of any other ones. Some people, you guys could list some off in the chat. Let me tell you if I like them or not. Because there are like I'm liking quite a few, but I like Fluffy, but his last two stand-up specials have not been that funny to me. There's like one or two jokes within them, but like older Fluffy stuff, yeah. Oh, Kevin Hart was for sure like Kevin Hart stuff would make me laugh. I like old Chris Rock stuff, yeah, old Chris Rock stuff. As far as like newer people, that's about where it goes. I actually never seen any Jim Carrey stand-up, if I'm being honest. I'm more of his movies. John Mulaney's pretty good. I like John Mulaney. Yes, I do enjoy John Mulaney. I'm trying to find someone I don't like. See if anyone mentioned it. Like, I'm not a George Lopez was okay. I liked him more in his show. Chappelle, yes. Chappelle, I think, is hilarious. Old Chappelle had me dying. Older Chappelle had me dying. His newer stuff is still funny, but it just leans so much into the political and trying to trigger sometimes. I just want to laugh, dude. Tom Segura, yes. You guys, honestly, I'm a suck. So yeah, all that. I'm trying to think of the people I don't like. And then there's some people I think are funny, but are not great stand-up comedians. That happens a lot. So here's a couple of them. Theo Vaughn. I think Theo Vaughn, and I'll listen to his podcast bits from time to time. Great on his podcast. Don't like his stand-up. I don't think his stand-up is very good, if I'm being honest. I think he's a funny guy. His stand-up isn't great. I think him just naturally off the top of his head saying the most random out of context stuff is funnier than the things he prepares. Right? So stand-up wise, not a big Theo Vaughn fan. Same with for a while, I know he's canceled now, but same with Chris D'Elia before he was canceled. His stand-up, I didn't like his stand-up, but just naturally on his podcast, I thought he was kind of funny. Don't really listen to him now though after it's just kind of hard sometimes to find them funny when you find out what they really like. You're like, oh, I don't know if I like that. Bobby Lee, I think, is the same way. I think Bobby Lee can be funny, but I don't watch Bobby Lee on his own. Like I could never sit down and just listen to an episode of him with his co-host. I only like Bobby Lee when he's paired up with someone else. So if it's Bobby Lee with Theo Vaughn, Bobby Lee with Tom Segura, Bobby Lee with Bill Burr, that's when I like really enjoy Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee on his own, that doesn't do it for me. He grosses me out a lot. Andrew Santino, same thing. I like Andrew Santino in his natural off the beat comedy. Not a big fan of his stand-up. I don't think his stand-up is all that funny. And he's pretty funny in the show, Dave. Stand-up, I don't find funny. Some people say Amy Schumer. Maybe I'm sexist. I don't think I listen to any female stand-up comics. I know, Chris. Oh, you talk a big game. You're big feminist, right? But no stand-up. Sometimes it's hard to find a good female stand-up comedian. I'm trying to think ones that I actually found funny. Like, because it's something... It's an art form, stand-up. I have such respect for stand-up, and I don't think there is one. And you know what? After I just said that, this is going to cancel me even more. I used to be a huge Jeff Dunham fan. I was a big Jeff Dunham fan when I was in was it middle school? Whenever his stand-up started coming out, dude, I was eating up that Jeff Dunham stuff. I don't like Matt Rife. I don't think he's that funny. His crowd work is good. Matt Rife, his crowd work is good, but I don't think his stand-up is funny. Aziz Ansari, I do like stand-up wise. He's very smart with his stand-up. But dude, I was a big Jeff Dunham fan. I thought all that was so funny. In fact, I would watch Jeff Dunham. This is so embarrassing. I remember I liked Jeff Dunham so much. I saw his stand-up 3 days in a row, just back to back. My dad noticed, and then one day my dad pulled me into his bedroom, and he pulled up because my dad loves Facebook Marketplace. If you've kept up with 3C lore, my dad's always on Facebook Marketplace. Well, back then it was Craigslist that you mainly go on. On Craigslist he found a dummy, an actual dummy that someone was selling, and my dad was like, should we get it? We could practice with you. You want to try it? You want to give it a shot? And I remember that's when it hit me. All right, I'm not watching Jeff Dunham anymore. If my dad thinks I'm that obsessed with a guy with a talking puppet that he's like wanting to buy it for me so I can learn. I don't like Jeff Dunham anymore, Dad. I'm done. Thank you for letting me realize that, Dad. That was the moment I stopped. I was like, I don't want to be the guy learning how to make a puppet talk. So, yeah. I see someone spamming in the chat Shin Godzilla review. I have not seen Shin Godzilla yet. I want to see it. I know it's in theaters. I gotta find time. I don't even. Is it only in theaters this weekend? But I have not seen Shin Godzilla yet. I do want to see that one though. All right. Let's move on. That was kind of a long question. We have here Coast Fallen says best movie theme, not John Williams. Probably Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman has a lot of great scores that I connect to that I just really liked. I mean, his Batman, that's Danny Elfman, right? Oh my god, I'm gonna be like such a loser if I got it wrong. Danny and the Spider-Man one as well. Like those two are just, I could hear them all day and night. Yeah, Danny Elfman was with that, or no? Who did? Danny Elfman did Spider-Man, right? Or am I thinking somebody else? Who did Spider-Man? Was that Hans? Yeah, Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman did Spider-Man and Tim Burton's Batman. I'd probably do that. If not, Indiana Jones was John Williams. I know people like Hans Zimmer. I do like Hans Zimmer. Michael Giacchino is making a huge name for himself. Right now, Michael Giacchino is like, I can only think of scores attached to superheroes. But Michael Giacchino is killing it, dude. Only for super. That's more of a song. I don't think that's his score, but you know what I mean. Michael Giacchino kills it. Fantastic Four. Of all the costumes you wore for trick-or-treating, which ones were your most favorite? Oh, dude, I was a very boring kid. I would repeat, because to me, it was about the candy on Halloween for the longest. Hey, it's candy time. It's candy time. So I would just repeat costumes so much, so I'd flip-flop between Spider-Man and Freddy Krueger. I don't remember being anybody else other than Spider-Man and Freddy Krueger for Halloween. I think I went as Freddy Krueger like 4 years in a row, and I was just like, it's easy to do. I get a glove, I get a sweater, I get a hat. I hold my bag out. Point Flash says, missed 3 streams. Glad I'm back. Keep changing lives. Oh, appreciate you, Point Flash. Thank you so much. Snow L. Jackson says, rank these bad 2025 movies from bad to awful. War of the Worlds, Electric State, Flight Risk, Snow White, Hurry Up Tomorrow, and Smurfs. Okay. Bottom of the bottom, I'm going with Hurry Up Tomorrow. I was flabbergasted with that movie, and I was just so let down by it. It was someone trying so hard to be an artistic A24 movie, and it was just a bore. And I like the Weeknd music, man, but just trying to see him try so hard in acting, it gave me like secondhand embarrassment a little bit. I'm sorry, Weeknd. I'm actually going to his concert this month in Dallas. So don't think I'm a Weeknd hater, but that's mainly because my lady's a big Weeknd fan. So Hurry Up Tomorrow at the bottom. Then I will go probably, geez, man, this is a hard list. I think then I'd have to go War of the Worlds. That was so atrocious. At least it was funny in parts, but it was atrocious. Then I will go Flight Risk, because that one was atrocious, but it was also funny bad. It was kind of funny. I know War of the Worlds also had that funny bad, but I feel like I laughed more at Flight Risk with how bad it was. Then Electric State. That was just kind of a dud of a movie. It was like you could have done something so interesting with this, and it just ended up being nothing. Smurfs. No, you know what? Snow White, then Smurfs. Yeah. There we go. Cat says, saw Superman a third time. I get chills when PA talks to Clark, when Paul talks to Clark. We give you tools. We give you tools. Just gotta know how to use them. Makes me cry. God bless you, Chris. Yeah, that's a great scene. Yeah, and I always tear up at the very final scene of Superman. That scene gets me a lot. I'm a punk rock guy as I am. Unauthorized Chris, did you see that they made Ben 10 Funkos? I did, but I'm tapped out of the game, buddy. Those would have been some I would have picked up for sure, but I'm tapped out of the game. Too little, too late, Funko. They waited too long to make them, but it is cool they finally got them. I goon, I riz, I drink matcha, but that's what makes me Labubu, Luther, and that's my greatest strength. And did you see Gunn wants to bring back Bloodsport? I did see he mentioned he wanted to bring back Bloodsport. I don't know where, and I kind of hope they don't keep canon, which you guys got to let me know, because I know James Gunn has done the podcast where he talks about every episode of Peacemaker and what's canon and what's not canon. Did he keep Bloodsport shooting Superman with a kryptonite bullet? Is that still canon, or is that not canon in his DCU? Let me know that, guys. So yeah, I like Idris Elba. I'd love for him to come back as Bloodsport. I just don't want the kryptonite bullet thing to be canon. Okay. Two Dude says, have you read the Absolute Batman comics? I did read the first issue. Was pretty sick. Need to go back and pick up the rest. I like grabbing the first issue, and if I like it, I then wait for the trade paperback, so that way I can read it all in one sitting. I'm not good about reading month to month with comics, because I forget. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Antonius Wolfhard says, have you seen Kpop Demon Hunters? Oh, I just gave my review, buddy. I should have waited on your super check, Antonius. I did give my review, though, and if you missed it, I'll put it on the Clips channel. Zonny Yee says, I can't wait for Deadpool and Doomsday to make a PG-13 joke. Oh, that's going to be so good. I wonder how much he's going to be used in the marketing, if there's even going to be a trailer joke on Deadpool or something. The Deadpool moments are gonna hit. Those are going to be funny. Junior says, you hear that a new Godzilla vs. Kong movie is in the works that isn't connected to Toho or the Monsterverse. What are your thoughts if it's real? I have not heard about this. Is this a Facebook story? Godzilla vs. Kong. Is there something I'm missing? Let me see. I'm going to news. I don't see nothing, buddy. You might have been duped. You might have been duped. That feels like that would be huge news. I see nothing about a Godzilla vs. Kong movie. Feels like you might have fallen for a Facebook post. Okay, is it this? No, I don't think so. You guys let me know. I have not heard of this. Peyton Rorick says, did you see the new Chucky Funko Pop? I saw them at Walmart, and the old one's effing hilarious. Also made a Phantom and Two-Face one. Yeah, I think I said I tapped out of the Funko game. I still collect the horror ones. Those are the only ones I'm gonna keep track of up to a certain point. I'm not gonna go overboard. And I think I gotta pick up them Chucky ones. I mean, I love Chucky, and I like having all the variations of Chucky, so I probably will pick those up. Terror on Elm Street says, don't check my DMs. There's a minor problem in there. Hey, a fellow Smurf rap fan? Appreciate that. Omar408 says, kiss to the salty forehead. Oh, buddy. It is salty. It gets hot in this room, man. It's summer in Texas and all these lights beaming. I'm sorry, man. I hate that sometimes I look so sweaty on camera. I promise I'm clean. Carl N says Kang Dynasty could have been the saga Age of Ultron, and then have that movie set up Doomsday Secret Wars. It's a perfect timeline. We could had our cake and eat it too. We could had 3 Avengers movies this saga. We could have, man. We could have. I'm glad that they did take a break from Endgame. The fact that we're still going to get an Avenger movie, I think, is exciting. There's a lot of new characters I do want to see interact with each other and see what will happen, like with Shang-Chi and Captain America, and the new Avenger team that Elena's leading with the old ones. A Fantastic Four. There's a lot of exciting dynamics I'm looking forward to. I mean, I talk my skepticism when that first trailer hits or poster. Oh, dude, it's over. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm excited. All right. My flight got canceled, so me and my wife chose to drive from Tennessee to Utah. So glad we got to listen to you. Also, keep 1, lose 2, scream, Elm, Jason. I'm keeping Elm Street. I love Nightmare on Elm Street as much as I love Scream. As much as I like Jason, I can't give up Nightmare on Elm Street. Happy I could help you with the road trip though. Have red lights echo at the end of your intro. Oh, that could do something like that. We could do something like that. Noah Drayson says, what do you think is the most underrated horror movie of the 2020s? For me, I'd say it's 2021 Candyman. I wish I liked that movie as much as some people. I wasn't a big fan of it. As far as like 2020s, I think Talk to Me would have to be on that list for me. Horror movies. All right, let's see. This is the contenders we got to deal with. Let me see if there's like an image because I want to just take a look at all of them. Here's some of them. You have Candyman. Oh, Malignant, dude. Malignant did not get the love it deserved. Malignant would definitely be one of them. I think we'd have to go with X. Although Pearl didn't nail the ending with that trilogy, I still think X and Pearl I thought were pretty good. Black Phone was good. I'm gonna go with Malignant, dude. That Malignant is such an underrated one. I'm so mad that came out during the pandemic. I know probably wouldn't have done good box office wise, but dude, I would have liked to have seen 2 movies of Gabriel. That was his name, right? Gabriel. Would have liked to have seen that. Spooky says, what is the song you use in your Halloween office setup video called? And can you please play Dead by Daylight? I love Fortnite, but I really want to see you play Dead by Daylight. I guess I could try to do that for the Clips channel. I'm just not a very good Dead by Daylight player, if I'm being honest. Are you talking about like the song I use like in the background when I'm like decorating and all that, or do you mean my little intro? Because the intro isn't a song; it's like a bunch of different sound effects I pieced together to make that little opening. So I looked up woman screaming, I looked up TV fuzz, I looked up something else, a heartbeat, I think, and I just mashed that all into a little intro sound effect. Omar, can you say what's up to my boy Angel? He goons to you and is your biggest fan. Well, thank you, Angel. Not being much of an angel when you watch me now, are you? Darren Martino says MCU X-Men reboot fan cast. Mark Strong as Professor X because he's bald. Glenn Powell as Cyclops because he's sexy. Holland Roden as Jean Grey. I don't know who Holland Roden is. DeWanda Wise as Storm. I think I do know DeWanda Wise. Daniel Radcliffe as Beast. Daniel Radcliffe as Beast would be cool. Taron Egerton as Wolverine. He'd kind of match the height requirement there. Liz Gills as Rogue. Austin Butler Gambit. Oh, dude. A lot of these names, too much money, buddy. You got some good picks, but like Feige said in that interview, he's picking TV stars, up and coming people. Glenn Powell, Austin Butler, Daniel Radcliffe, too expensive. Snowball Jackson is what? Who do you want as the main villain in the Wonder Woman movie? Me, I want Dr. Poison. I am not that familiar with Wonder Woman villains. I would just want there to be a good story. I would want there to be something cool done. I really like that first Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman, and I wish I liked the first 10 minutes or 5 minutes of Wonder Woman 84 when she's in the mall. That was a cool scene. Everything else? Dr. N2K Studio says, hey, Papa 3C, want to go see FNAF 2 at the movies with me? I'll pay and make sure they put extra butter. I'm going with Freddy Fazbear. He asked me first. Reed Jackson Media says, really liked Weapons. I think it's better than Barbarian. Also, 217 is a reference to the Shining book with the room 217. Yeah, I saw Zach Kreger made that. As far as in the movie, though, it doesn't have like a specific purpose. But yeah, it does have the Shining reference, and I'm glad you liked it. I think I still like Barbarian more, but Weapons was still pretty good. I don't blame you, Reed. I don't blame you. It was still really good. Carl Ed says, have you watched Fix yet? I have not, and I'm debating it, man. I'm a dog person. I have little doggies I love. And that trailer with just showing the dogs humping and doing the net. I don't know, man. It rubbed me the wrong way. But I hear it's actually not as grotesque as the trailers made it seem. I saw a couple of tweet reviews saying that like the marketing did this movie a disservice because it's actually not that grotesque. So we'll see. Adrian Mendoza says, hey, Chris, I hope James Gunn can bring Plastic Man to the DCU. He's supposed to be one of the DC's strongest characters. I love Plastic Man. Ever since I saw him in Batman Brave and the Bold in that cartoon show growing up, I think Plastic Man would be so cool. I also love his origin and backstory. He was a petty thief, and then now he's turned his life around, and he's this hero. I even liked him in the Injustice comics because he's like one of the only people that stands up to Superman. Yeah, Plastic Man, I really do hope ends up having a future in the DCU. Because Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards, as much as I liked him, did not do enough weird, stretchy stuff. Plastic Man would definitely do some weird, stretchy stuff. Alex says, hey, Chris, a big fan, submitting my application for film school, filmmaking degree, and wondered if you would have considered it worth it or any advice. I think it's worth it to a degree, but you can't expect that to actually lead to any success and all that. I think Kevin Smith said it best, where going to film school is good if you just want to know the history behind Hollywood, filmmaking, and the bare basics in like positioning a camera, where an actor should be, maybe budgeting, getting a producer, things like that. So like the very basics on what you do, it comes in handy with that, but it's not a guarantee that you'll do it. It still comes down to you and making it. So still definitely do it, because it's something I want to do. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you, it's just a matter of finding the time. Global Globber says, 2P2, please bring back Shrek from the Hood for Shrek 5. I know you know, get out my swamp fool. Happy the goat Jason is back. Multiverses Jason design, comical but cool. I didn't mind the Multiverses Jason design. It was fine. And yes, Shrek's son from the Hood will be back. Hey fool, get out of me swamp. JJ Puff says, what's your favorite horror movie so far this year, 3C? Always looking forward to see you go live. Upload, love the channel. Keep being you, Chris. So far this year, if it's Sinners, I think it's still #1 movie. All that, if I'm putting Sinners aside, because it is categorized as a horror movie, and I don't want to take that away from it, it might still be Bring Her Back. I know some people were overly harsh or didn't like that. I thought Bring Her Back was great. I like Bring Her Back a little bit more than Weapons, if I'm being honest with you. Right now it's Bring Her Back. Hot take or respectable take? You tell me. Plain White Rice says, I'm just Rice. And that's why we love you, Rice. That's why we love you. Nick Figures says, help, my Rice has become sentient and is now online. Oh, no! I think I just saw him, buddy. He went that way. Dark and 2K Studio says, hey, 3C, I've been watching since the No Way Home days, and you've come a long way. How would you rank all your studios from worst to best? Oh, man. Well, I had a couple studios back in the day. If we really want to go down that rabbit hole, buddy, I'll try to make it quick. So I'll say my least favorite studio was the one where I lost my apartment and had to move back in with my dad, and I still had the courage to make videos, even though I was like back home with my dad out of college, thinking I was gonna be a YouTuber. This was that studio. This is at the bottom for me. This is literally me just up against the wall in a tiny room with my couch and my IKEA wall art, which I still have to this day. It's hanging in my hallway. I like that wall art. I never got rid of it. So this is like my least favorite set. That's just the ones like I couldn't do much with it. So it was that one. Then I think I would have to go with my original set, where it was just my studio apartment that I had for a little bit. This is the one where right now you're looking at my living room, my bedroom, my dining room. This was the entirety of the apartment. The only separate part was the bathroom that was over here. So this was $500 a month back when that was a thing. $500 a month for an apartment. Yeah, skinny Chris. I know. Leave me alone, man. I was a starving college student. My 9-to-5 job was to be on my feet all day. And I was only eating one meal a day. This is skinny Chris, but this was starving Chris. You're looking at starving Chris, okay? You're looking at now well-fed, can have whatever he wants because of DoorDash Chris now. And I like that Rocket Raccoon shirt. I was so mad when I no longer fit in it. So that's the next set. And then I had then I finally met a wonderful lady, which was the lady I am engaged to now. and we moved into an apartment together. And the first set I did, look at a lot of these videos, I was wearing polos because I literally just got off of work and was going straight to filming videos. So this is this is Chris right after work in his polo work attire. This is a wall where I put up some shelves, and I thought, oh, I'll decorate it with stuff, and I'll have my shield, and I still kept the little couch and all that. It was fine. I think at the end of the day, I just didn't like how close I was to the camera, and I felt like I couldn't decorate it enough like I want. Oh, hey, there's my statue. I have this statue right now still. It's my favorite Spider-Man statue. I still have it. I love it. See, I don't just replace things. I keep things that are sentimental to me, and all that. So like, yeah, I just wasn't digging this vibe, and I wanted to do something different. And so then that's where I then moved to a corner of that same room. Oh, sorry. Of that same room, and I built kind of like my first studio. That's what I consider my first studio is. Let me see, where is it? Let's go. It's somewhere here. Come on. I'm trying to find it. No. Dang, how long did it take me to get to there? Oh, here. This to me was my first studio. This is where I was proud. This is where I felt cool. This is like, yeah, I'm a real YouTuber now. This is what I got right here. And I couple of secrets I have to reveal. This mic, I could never get it to work and sound the way I wanted to. So this mic isn't even plugged into anything. The audio you're hearing from this video is coming from another mic that is on top of my camera, and this was just for show, so I could look professional, yo. So I could look like I knew what I was doing. There's proof I read comic books because I had my comic books in the back. Those are all comics I've actually read and I've actually flipped through. I still have those in a box downstairs in my garage. But yeah, I was happy with this desk. This was like my first real studio. And then obviously we got to like where I was actually making real money on YouTube. It was actually like my main source of income. I was able then to quit my job. See, I keep hitting the old one. I was able to quit my job, do this full time, and depend on YouTube. And then that's where I bought a house, and I moved into it, and I built the setup you guys would eventually see. Let me see if I can get to it. Took me a while to get there. I think it was like 3 years of this, and I finally got. Nope, still. Oh, dang, I was doing side flick even in that old apartment. That's crazy. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find the. Oh, yeah. There was this. It's that same room for a little bit, but I didn't like it again because I felt like I was too close to the camera. I don't like being too close to the camera. I'm very self-conscious. But that's that same room. That studio's just off to the side, and yeah, it was just a cluster mess. Look at all these Funko Pops. Look at Grogu. Look at all this. I was just a little too close to the camera there. Dang, I had to exit out. Sorry about that, guys. Let me. And then you obviously know the new studio here, but the last one before it is the one that I would put on the ranking. Let me just go to it. Almost there. I think by now or no. No, I was still doing Willy's Wonderland. Dang. I was there for a while, man. I was there for a while. I was kicking it up, living it up. Trying to see. No Way Home finally. Tom and Jerry. Oh, Tom and Jerry. I know. Okay, Tom and Jerry was the last video I made. So this is where I started moving into my new home. I'm trying to, dude, I would do so many stupid little intros. I got to go back and do them. I just run out of ideas. Let me see. You guys remember the studio. I don't even know why I'm taking that. This one. I don't know why I'm taking so long to find it. But this one. I was happy with this studio. I really liked it. I think this is the one I have the most memories with because this is like I was finally earning money. It took me like weeks to figure out how I wanted to position everything. A lot of stuff is still in view, but it just became so cluttered over time, and that room was constantly messy. Boxes everywhere, open Funko boxes, statues and whatnot. It was me not knowing how to control having money because I was just like buying everything I ever wanted. I was like a kid going into Toys R Us. I want that. I want this. I want that. Eventually I had to learn when you can buy everything, nothing has meaning anymore. I know that sounds like, oh, of course rich people say that, but it's true. Whenever it got to a point I could buy any action figure, any statue, anything I wanted, it no longer like gave me a high. It no longer gave me that endorphin rush of like, oh, I bought something. Like right now, and this isn't me like trying to be a dick, but like right now, if you're struggling or it's hard and you're saving up for like that action figure or that collectible you want, it means something to you when you have it, right? You're like, I saved up for this, and that's honestly why I still cherish this one, because this was like $200, and I bought it like out of high school, and I was like, it was a pretty penny to spend on, and so I still cherish it, and so I just kind of had to learn to myself to be like just because you can buy everything, Chris, does not mean you should be buying everything. You're just wasting room, spending money like an idiot. And so that's why I went kind of with a sort of minimalist design that you see nowadays in the studio, which you guys all see the studio. I don't even need to bring it up. But yeah, that there you go. There's a little history lesson on some of that stuff. Let's see. Let's move on. All right. It says it. Have Chris hey have Chris you seen the debate on Twitter about what should Tom Holland's symbiote suit should look like? Some want it to look like the Spider-Man 3, others want the alien look. What do you think? I have seen that debate. Let me see if I can pop it up online here for you guys. So, Spider-Man symbiote. Hopefully nothing crazy pops up. Oh, dude, something like this I'd kind of dig. Oh, well, actually, I don't want as many veins as the Tom Hardy Venom. I don't want all that. I do not want the Spider-Man 3 version. This was even as a kid, I kind of hated that. If I'm being honest, as a kid, I was not happy with that. I like now it's nostalgic and I'm okay with it. But as a kid, I remember being so disappointed that this is how they chose to do the black suit, because I like the big white spider and all that, and like it worked for that. But I don't want Tom Holland's version to go through that. I mean, honestly, yeah, something like this, less slimy, more matte. I'd be down. I like this kind of look. Like that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I don't mind all that. I think that works. Some people designing what it should look like. I'm trying to find the I know Spectacular Spider-Man with the Raimi version of like just copying the suit. I'm trying to find if someone did like an edit style, because I know I was seeing them pop around. I'm okay with this. No veins though. I just don't like the veins. I think that just looks eh. Ooh, that'd be kind of sick. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I can't find it. But yeah, with the new suit that we've been seeing in the brand new day photos, people have like photoshopped that to be black, kind of like the way the Tobey Maguire suit is in Spider-Man 3. I wouldn't like that. We did that. We're past that. Opinions on Christopher Nolan's back shots. I mean, if he wants to see an Odyssey, I'd be happy to send him on that journey. It's the Oppenheimer. Yes, no, I don't get why people hate Superman Parents' message. Kryptonians were never good people and also made Doomsday. I understand it to the point that people, because James Gunn was saying at one point that Superman is a story of an immigrant. And so if you follow that allegory, and let's say, so take me, for example. I'm an immigrant. I'm from Mexico. I was born in Mexico. So it's like, and then I come to America, which is obviously a great place. I love America. I'm able to have the life I have because of this. It's the American dream, in my opinion. Either way, though. But as an immigrant, sometimes you feel like you have to prove yourself in here, like you belong, like you're part of this group, like you're part of these people, and you should be here. And so, like, it felt like the messaging was like, to be fully accepted by the humans, I'm tearing up and giving up what used to be me. And that feels like that sends the wrong message, right? Because you were like, well, you don't want to give up your heritage and where you came from. You could still embrace both. And so that's what it felt like to some people. Like Superman was killing both parts of what made him. Yes, he is human, to an extent, and he can fit in with us as people, but he's still a Kryptonian, and he just still respect and love that side. So that's where a lot of people are getting kind of like on that message. I'm curious what James Gunn does with it, or what he thinks of it. So we shall see. Ryan says, "Have you finished part 1 of Wednesday season 2 yet?" Yes, I did finish it. I like it. I will say I'm not enjoying Wednesday season 2 as much as season 1. I don't know if it's because they're kind of rehashing things from the first season, like when they did the whole games thing. Like that didn't work as well for me. I also feel like the Wednesday shtick is unfortunately growing thin on me. There's this oxymoron with Wednesday, which I know is going to be kind of hard to explain because it's almost the whole way Wednesday kind of works. So, like, Wednesday is the character who's like, she's dark, she's gothic, but yet she's also this vigilante, and she's stopping murderers and serial killers and putting people down to justice. But she doesn't like getting praised for it. She doesn't like giving attention for it. She doesn't like being honored for it. And it's just like, it's such a funny thing because they'll say things like, would be a perfect day for you, Wednesday? Sitting in a hot bath of blood of all my enemies and whatnot. Well, then your perfect day is murdering. Your perfect day is killing. Your perfect day is doing exactly the thing that you're stopping against. So it's like those oxymoron tropes are more prevalent, where it's like, I know I'm being a little harsh on that, but like, it's like, that part. They're also leaning more into the whole superpower part, which I think kind of takes away from the Addams family-is of this universe. The superpower part, like the whole school is X-Men. Every kid has a superpower and ability that gives them a reason for being part of that school. I kind of get that, but it starts to feel like this is just X-Men, emo X-Men. This is the school for emo X-Men. And it's like, okay. The mystery is fine. I wasn't that shocked with the reveal of like who they show as part of the stuff that looks like Wednesday has a stalker. The reveal was okay. Honestly, the thing I'm liking the most though is just the Tim Burton style. I like the look of the universe. I like the score with Danny Elfman. I like the feeling of it. It feels like it's setting me up for Halloween. So I'm honestly just enjoying Wednesday season 2 as the vibe. I'm not too crazy so much on the story, and especially not any of the teenage angst stuff with I forget her name, but the roommate of Wednesday, who feels like she's kind of been pushed to the side this season. She does not feel very involved, and I don't like her love triangle story arc they're giving her, mainly because I'm an old grumpy man and I'm teenage love. Ugh. Show me someone doing their taxes, So it's okay. I'm enjoying it. It's not bad. It's not like a huge downfall like Last of Us season 2 was for me. I still can't believe how much they fumbled that, but I'm still enjoying it, and I'm curious to see what they do with part 2 of season 2. Poe said, dude, Snyder version was better than Gunn. Be real. It was not. I mean, if I'm being real with you, like being fully real with you, Gunn's version is a more definitive, true to character Superman. That's just the truth. I appreciate what things that are done in Man of Steel, and I appreciate Henry Cavill for what was attempted, but that is not true Superman. That is not what makes Superman unique and inspiring. Gunn's version is way more close to that, much more inspiring of hope, so much more brighter. Now, do I agree the visuals in the Zack Snyder movie are done better? Yeah. I like the visuals, the fight scenes. I'm not huge on the cinematography. I would have liked a little more color there, Snyder. But yeah, but that's not all I'm looking for, man. When I was watching David Cornsweet and James Gunn, I was like, that's Superman. This guy's giving me hope. And like that scene, I talk about it all the time, but the scene where he like saves the lady from the falling building and that score rises up and you see him aura farm in that moment, never have gotten a chill-inducing hype scene like that from Henry Cavill. No offense. So there are obviously things Snyder did do better, I think, than Gunn in his movie, but as a whole, I think Gunn did do it better. Just my opinion, Bo. But you're free to like both, man. You're free to like both. Mario says the Batman and Superman being in the same universe is the new Andrew Garfield werewolf. Also, Superman wants it to happen. Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it. I still don't know, you know, as annoying as I am thinking that they'll merge the universes, I just feel like all the signs are there. But we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. Poe says, Poe is here, people. Howdy, Bubba. Thank you, Poe. Fantastic Assassin says, I think Deadpool and possibly Wolverine will be brought in because if you remember at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, they were both hired as TVA agents. Oh, were they? I don't remember them. Were they like officially set as TVA agents? Well, I could for sure see them if the TVA has a problem. They're like, hey, we did you this favor. Could you do us now one? So easy route. And that's why I think they'll be Team Loki. So it'll actually be very funny to see Deadpool on Team TVA, Team Loki. P. Dodgy says, Dr. Doom costume leak on Spirit Halloween site. You're lying. You're lying. Spirit Halloween, which I cannot. It's almost Spooky Mama time. I'm getting anxious, man. I'm going to have to start doing this video soon. They would not have the Dr. Doom costume out before Avengers Doomsday. I don't see no Dr. Doom. Let's see. Dr. Doom, Spirit Halloween. It says out of stock. This is Fantastic Four. Okay, I guess. I mean, that's pretty average looking Doom, and that mask is not accurate to what it was in the movie. I think this is just generic Dr. Doom costume, but if I'm being honest with you, that mask does not resemble what was at the end of Fantastic Four. It might just be it in name, you know? All right, let's see here. Because Alien Romulus was released 1 year ago today, can we get a... There's something in the water. There's something in the water. There's something in my mouth. For old time's sake. Don't clip that. Ignore that you saw that. There's something in the water. Snow L. Jackson says, how much screen time do you think Deadpool will get in Doomsday? Oh, honest, 9 minutes. I don't know why. I think that's 9 minutes. And I think that's being generous. There are a plethora of characters, so many people, a lot of stuff going on. I think 9 minutes, buddy. So one person said 1 minute. I feel like 9 minutes probably feels about right. Trevor Begay says, worst movie, War of the Worlds. Oh, Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Jeepers Creepers Reborn. War of the Worlds at least entertained me. Jeepers Creepers Reborn just pissed me off. Emilio Cantu says, 3C, I'm helping grand open a new HEB in Prosper this Sunday, Wednesday. It's really unlike any other store opening. If you are close by, come check it out. I'll make sure you get the VIP treatment. I actually don't think that's far from me, buddy. I live like I don't know, I should not say what city I'm in, but I'm pretty close to Prosper. I almost lived in Prosper if it wasn't so expensive. So I just might, buddy. I just might. Local Critic says, 3C, keep it up, bud. Love the content. Oh, thank you, Local. Means a lot. Just My Opinion Review says, any 3 or 4 MCU films, your choice after Secret Wars. Oh, well, thank you, Brandon. Check out channel. Great work over there. Just My Opinion Reviews. After Secret Wars, okay. I want the X-Men movie. That's gotta happen. I'd like a Ghost Rider movie. I'd like them to start diving more rated R. I think Deadpool and Wolverine proved there's an audience for rated R. Start diving into that. Ghost Rider movie rated R would be cool. A Fantastic Four 2, Black Panther 3, and I'm caught between a Doctor Strange 3. You know, it might just be Doctor Strange 3. I'm trying to think. Oh, Shang-Chi 2. Shang-Chi 2. Luis Correa says, have you seen the behind the scenes of Jurassic Park Survival video game? I have not. I'm glad if that is that recent? Is that video new? Because there has been no updates on that game, man. I hope that's still coming out soon. Emilio Cantu says Joe Curry as Harry Osborn. Also, who do you think Sadie Sink is playing, and do you think they introduce a Norman Osborn in Brand New Day? I would like them to start introducing an Osborn. I think my theories on what they're doing could work, but I have been seeing this casting a lot. Who does he play in Stranger Things again? He's my favorite character, and I can't even remember who he ends up playing in Stranger. You guys will let me know in the chat in a sec. But there was rumors going everywhere. This is like one of those #1 Facebook rumors that goes crazy. No official scooper, no official source said it. It was just like one Twitter account that just said it, and then everybody ran with it. Steve, there we go, Steve. That Joe Curry would be playing Harry Osborn in Brand New Day. Unfortunately, there's no credible person saying it. It literally just popped out of thin air, and people just ran with it. Would I be okay with that? Yeah, I like him as an actor. I'd be fine with that, and I do like the idea of Harry Osborn. I think I said this to somebody. Let me see if I can look it up. 3C Paul, 3C Fams, because I saw someone asking, like, someone posed the question. Let me see here. It was this. Viewer Annan said, considering he knows that Harry became a villain in another universe, and Harry's dad from said universe is the psycho who murdered May, why would MCU Peter get anywhere near a guy named Harry Osborn? I was like, that's not a bad question to ask. And then my thought process was responsibility. He knows what could be and will feel obligated to keep an eye out. Wouldn't even put it past the MCU that Peter's overprotectiveness has a negative domino effect leading to the inevitable Goblin. I think that's honestly like the story route you go. Is Peter goes to college wherever he goes, or he meets it. Like, look, maybe he stumbles, he like bumps into MJ again, some like in the New York library or some restaurant, and she's having dinner with her group of friends. There's Ned, there's a Gwen, and there's a Harry Osborn. Peter's going to recognize that name. Peter's going to know that, and although he wants to stay away from MJ and Ned, he's going to want to keep an eye on this Osborn fella because he knows something sinister could happen. And I feel like that would just be an interesting story trope to see happen. You know what I thought of the other day, too? This is my theory on how Ned and MJ are going to remember Peter. I'm putting it out there. I thought about this the other day, and I'm like, dude, that's what they're going to do. They're going to do that. I think whenever it's time to reverse the spell on MJ and Ned, the thing that they're going to use is the symbiote. I think that's what you do. Because remember, usually in the comics or the way it works, I don't like this, honestly. If I'm being honest with you, I hate the Tom Hardy movie set up the rule that the symbiote is all knowledgeable and has knowledge all across the multiverse and knows everything. I hate that. I do not like that. I think that's dumb. I prefer that the symbiote latches onto a host, learns everything about them, and then if the symbiote latches onto somebody else, it passes that knowledge to the next person. So, with Spider-Man, that's always been the fascinating thing. The symbiote latches onto Spider-Man. It learns his identity, his life, his weaknesses. It messes with his spider sense so that when it goes to a villain, like an Eddie Brock or a Matt Gargan who becomes Venom, they know everything about Peter Parker. They know where he works. They know his family. They know everything about him, and they use that against them. How about if Peter gets the symbiote, he just lets MJ wear it for a second, lets Ned wear it for a second. They remember everything. They pass on the knowledge. I'm not saying it's a great idea. I'm not saying it's a perfect idea, but it's an idea. How else are they reversing the spell? They better not do True Love's first kiss. They better not Shrek it where, like, as long as Peter kisses MJ, she's gonna, Peter, oh my God. No, come on. What is he gonna do? Kiss Ned next? Come in here, big guy. Gives MJ a peck, but gives Ned a big old French one. He's a bigger guy, so he needs more love. You remember yet, Ned? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. Because how else is she gonna remember? Because again, like I said, I don't want True Love's kiss. He can't go back to Doctor Strange and ask him to reverse the spell. That's not gonna work. And I would hate it if she just happens to remember. If it's the annoying thing of like, please, you gotta remember, MJ, you gotta remember, and then she just, whoa, that's so Raven style. No. I think Peter putting the symbiote on them for like a second, a 2-second. There you go. They don't even have to. They could do it where they doesn't even have to full on latch on and full body. They could just have the symbiote touch them on their hand and then energy and knowledge passed on. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. You rather have that or the Mephisto thing where freaking Sacha Baron Cohen comes in and goes like, "I'll make you a deal. You have to make out with Ned, though." Doombot 42 says, "Do you have a PO box for fan mail?" I don't. I think I'm gonna do it once a year. I think I'll open up a PO box once a year, and I'll make that just like a random fun video. See what you guys sent me. But I don't want to get in the habit of you guys sending me things like that, because I'm afraid some of y'all will send me something weird, or you'll send me something too expensive that you really don't need to. Terror on Elm Street says, "Have you seen Zero Day 2003? It's a found footage movie that's scarily realistic." I don't think I have heard of that. Zero Day 2003. I have not heard of this movie, my friend. Whoa. Okay. Oh, is it a school shooting movie? What the hell, man? What you making me watch? Come on, Terror. My GF, the monkey, wanted to know your Buc-ee's order. Oh, we do stop at Buc-ee's on road trips if we ever go, because my mom lives in Corpus Christi. So sometimes we'll drive down, or we'll have reasons to go to Austin or San Antonio. And we like to go to Buc-ee's. We enjoy ourselves a good time at Busey's. My usual thing, well, back in the day, I've quit energy drinks. I think 3 months energy drink free, guys. I'm very proud of myself. But back then it was a Monster with roasted. I would get the roasted. What I don't even know what the coating is, but they had like roasted pecans. But I'd get roasted cashews. I'd get the roasted cashews. You know, ones they sometimes sell at the mall. I forget what like they cover it in, this like glaze of sugar or whatever. Roasted cashews. A bag of Ruffles queso, and I'd always get like a Little Debbie zebra cake. That's my order. That's the treats I would grab on the road trip. And I'm not eating that all in one sitting. I'm there for hours, so I have it set. First hour, them roasted nuts. Just nutting it up. Then, I think I want something salty. Oh, the chips. And when you get that salted, you want something to sugar it down. Little Debbie's. Zebra cake. Someone said pecan. Oh, okay. How did I pronounce it? Is it not pronounced pecan? What did I say? Pecan? Pecan? It's pronounced pecan? It's pronounced pecan. It is not pronounced pecan. Don't do this to me, chat. What is it? Pecan or pecan? I've never heard pecan. That literally sounds like pea in a can. It's pecan. Pecan pronunciation. Yeah, pecan. 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 Get you out of here. Gonna tell me how to pronounce food. I can mispronounce names and characters all day. I ain't gonna mispronounce food, boy. Someone said it's Peyton. Whoever says pecan. Billy Madison style. Back to school, y'all. It's pecan. Fantastic Assassin says, with Kumail Nanjiani appearing at the Superman and Peacemaker premieres, do you think they will actually be a DCU Booster Gold, maybe even in Peacemaker Season 2? I was too shy to go up to Kumail Nanjiani during my Superman, the Superman premiere at the after party. He was right there in front of me several times, and maybe it's because he's all jacked up and muscled out. I couldn't do it. He was like, Kumail, I want to take a photo. But I'd still like him to be Booster Gold. I wouldn't mind it. I think the only problem is I hope the Booster Gold show is still happening because James Gunn talked about the writer of it moved on to a different project and he's working on that. So I'm like, who's working on Booster Gold then? Hyde says, "Hi, Chris. Opinions on Gotham. Wasn't perfect, but I loved it. Would have liked a few spin-offs. What are your favorite things?" I watched the first season of Gotham. I did like it, but I never went back to finish it. I saw it got crazy and wild, but I did enjoy that first season. I didn't think it was bad. But honestly, I'm glad we're kind of past that era of TV shows. I'm so glad we live in an era now with like Alien Earth, where it's like, oh, you want an alien TV show? Yeah, but you're gonna show me the alien like in the final episode. Aliens in every episode? Aliens killing someone every episode? It's a high budget show? Tons of things are going. Okay, I'm down. Honestly, like we gotta be so grateful. There was a day where it's like, oh, we should do a Superman show, but have him be a teenager the whole time. I know Smallville was still peak. One day I'll get around to it. But it's like we had Superman and Lois, where it was literally just Superman being Superman, doing Superman things every episode. Cool. You know? So, like, I'm kind of glad we're past that. What if we do a Batman show, but it's about Alfred and before he met Batman? Get out of here. That was a real TV show, by the way. Bo Jones says, Chris is our anchor bean. So much love, my guy. Oh, I am the anchor bean. Don't get me, Dr. Goon. Javi Gillian says, you gotta watch. Oh, I like Ralph Barbosa. I do like Ralph Barbosa. I think he's funny. He pops up on my TikTok from time to time. I do enjoy him. I think he's funny. Dude who loves movies, have you heard anything about the Scream 7 trailer dropping before Running Man in November? You demand, Chris. Also, check out Sebastian. I do like Sebastian, but I've kind of caught on to his style where like it's just not as funny anymore. But his first stand-up special was pretty funny. Like I wish I always love the people that can do a Sebastian impression. I wish I could do it. I'm gonna look like a fool if I try, but like I liked his first stand-up, but like there's people that can do a good Sebastian. Man, I want to do it so bad, but it'd be terrible. What's the thing? I can't do it. It's so stupid. I wish I was more confident in my impressions. Yeah, but he's funny. He's fine. Scream 7 you were talking about with Running Man. I think it'll happen sometime in October. I don't know if November. I think they're going to take advantage. If anything, Scream 7 trailer with Black Phone 2. Because that's the big horror movie of the year. If not Five Nights at Freddy's. That's in December, right? So, yeah. I can't do the impression, guys. There's so many people who do it way better than me. I can't. It just looked ridiculous. Crazy Perino says, check out Randy Feltface. I've only seen the one I enjoyed where he told a story about a bookshelf and talked about Ernest Hemingway. Okay, I have not heard of Randy Feltface. I will remember that one. Randy Feltface. There was a point in time I wanted to do stand-up. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be everything but a regular guy working a job. I thought I had talent. I'd still like to give it a shot, though. I just think it's really hard to come up with material. So, anybody here goon lately? You know, the thing about gooning is it's pretty gross, but we all do it. We all do it. Yes. You back there in the room, Granny. She's an ancestry gooner, really. Her goon now has Social Security. Yeah. See, I'm there. Like that was all off the top of my head. Lefa says, if you were forced to kill off a legacy character in the next Chucky movie, who would you choose? Andy, Nika, or Kyle? I want someone also to my little stand-up bit, green screen me on a brick wall with a mic in front of me, and then insert a laugh track. I want to live that experience. Thank you. A legacy character in the Chucky movie, who would you choose? Andy, Nika, or Kyle? And at this point, Nika, just to put her out of her suffering. I love Nika, and I feel like she was such a good passing of the torch character to carry on the series for multiple movies, do something cool, and the TV show derailed any of that progress, any of that interesting choices. She is the best part of newer Chucky, and it sucks how much they let her go. A part of me just says Andy because, like, much as I like Alex Vincent, it just feels like he's not into wanting to do much acting and whatnot. So it's just kind of like let that character go and die. But we'll see, man. It's time to hit that reset button on Chucky. I'm sorry. Fantastic Assassin says, did you see the Universal Studios will have an entire Freddy Fazbear Pizza restaurant for Horror Nights? I did, and ooh, I'm gonna be excited. I really hope it's an actual restaurant and they go all out with the decorating and it's not just like some pizza stand in between the nacho stand or something, you know? But yes, I have heard that and I can't wait. P. Vester says, what was your first experience with horror movies? Nightmare on Elm Street. I've talked about this before. My dad worked at Blockbuster. It was like one of his first jobs when we came to the country. My dad could only afford so much, like with an apartment and all that. So he couldn't afford a babysitter. So when I would come home from school on the bus, I'd be home alone for like a good 3 hours before, like, you know, my dad shows up and then cooks me meals or whatever and does all that. But it was also during the transition period between VHSs and DVDs. So Blockbuster was like throwing away a lot of their VHS tapes. They were just like tossing it out, mainly like the beat up ones, the ones that didn't have covers anymore. The stickers were scratched off or they had little scuffs on it, ones that people wouldn't buy. And so he would come home with like a box of VHS tapes and I would just pick one, put in our VHS and watch. And one day I picked a horror movie without even knowing it. I can't really read. I don't know how old I was, but I was like, because, you know, I was speaking Spanish too. So I was like, Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay. I pop it in and I remember I was so scared. I didn't even want to get up to turn it off. So it was like I was being tortured into watching it just. And I remember it's a core memory sitting there watching Nightmare on Elm Street in the dark room. And I just like, I'm looking at the shadows in the corners of my house, little apartment, and I'm freaking out. And it's like 5 minutes before the movie ends. And my dad comes home and I like jump. I'm like, oh, like Freddy's here. I'm not even asleep yet. So that was my first experience, Nightmare on Elm Street. And that's why like I love that series so much. Mag says, is DCU Krypton inspired by Invincible Voltrumites? Oh, this is rage bait. You're rage baiting me, huh? Is that what you're doing, Mag, right now? You're trying to rage bait me. Is Krypton's inspired by Invincible's Viltrumites? Buddy, it's the other way around. Viltrumites are inspired by Kryptonians. Omni-Man is inspired by Superman. Oh, this got to be rage bait. I don't know if you knew that, but that's actually the truth of that. Emperor, because Kryptonians have been around since the 30s? When was the Superman comic? 1930s to 40s? Invincible is a comic that started in like 2007, 8? Emperor Doom says, are you going to Halloween Horror Nights Orlando? I'm going September 3rd. I need to check where the Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria is because that's going to be worth it. But I usually go to the Halloween Horror Nights in LA because the LA one doesn't have strict rules about filming inside the houses. Orlando does. And I want to vlog and I want to showcase stuff to you guys. So I usually go to the LA one so I can film. JT says, Chris, do you think Weapons prequel unnecessary? I do think so. I mean, I'd watch it and I'd be down just to see how they build the lore involved there. But I'd rather see Zach Kreger do other things right now. Peyton Rorick says, I'm seeing Nobody 2 tonight. Is it a worthy sequel? It's a very enjoyable sequel. It's nothing like amazing or blows it out of the water or nothing like that. But it's such a fun dad movie. You know those movies you'd watch with your dad. You just put on like Commando or something like that. I thought it was really fun. It was enjoyable. It's simple premise too. And Bob Odenkirk is great as an action star. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Whitney and Court send in some love. Thank you so much. Malika Ducky says, "Hi 3C, my B-day was 2 days ago and I was wondering if I could get a happy birthday. Also, love your content. Always brighten up my day with your goon." Well, Malika Ducky, happy birthday to you from 2 days ago. I hope you got something special. Mellow Cream says, "Imagine if they got iShow Speed to play Brenda's son in Scary Movie 6. If he can act, that would be honestly great casting." I have no hate towards streamers. As someone in the entertaining online game, I have to have a level of like respect for what they do. Definitely have, as obnoxious as sometimes the stuff they do seems, like when Speed starts barking at people, there's still a crazy level of dedication and stuff that goes down that I really do respect. With that said, I don't want streamers in Scary Movie 6. I don't want cameos. Like, I don't want Drewski popping up next to Ghostface and doing a skit. I don't want, if they want to enter the movie space, do that, but do it in create your own movie, your own original idea. I would pay a ticket to see a Drewski, Kevin Hart, and Kai Cenat movie. Trust me. But I don't want iShowed Speed showing up as Brenda's son. Respectfully. Would be funny though. Wally Peppercorn says, lore you why you say red lights. Love the channel. Oh, why I say red lights? Literally just because I love the color red. Red is my favorite color. So anytime there's like a scene with red lights in a movies, I'm like, ooh, damn, that's sexy. That's really all. And I just started saying red lights, and people liked it, so I kept doing it anytime there's a red light scene. Hyde says, "Have you seen Gotham? Fave thing about it, if so." I mean, I just like the way they built that Gotham, the way they were doing some of the villains. The Penguin at the time was interesting. I like the Jim Gordon they had in there, even if he didn't have the mustache. But it was just kind of the way they had that Gotham built. I thought it worked nicely. Tonight's the night. I need to finish Dexter. Cody Leach has been hyping up the new Dexter series. I see him posting on TikTok now. And I think he does reviews and stuff, and he's just making it sound like the new Dexter is good. So I gotta finish so I can catch up with the new one. Check out Cody's breakdowns if you're caught up with the new Dexter. Tony Mata says, "Why are we waiting for Static Shock? He can help DC." So apparently there's legal reasons because Static Shock is owned by like a third-party comic company that was bought by DC. I forget the name of it, and so there's like a legal thing they have to get through on figuring out how to do that. And so for that reason, we're not going to see a Static Shock movie for a while, which sucks, man, because I think a Static Shock movie would be so fun. Superhero Static Shock. Boop, boop. Let me play the white dude in that. I'll dye my hair blonde. Static Shock had like a white blonde friend. He has to skateboard though, so that might be the deal breaker. Bambi the Reckoning, please, Chris. We've been asking. It will, if it doesn't happen soon, it'll happen in Spook Your Mama time, buddy. I promise. You look really tired, Chris. I hope all is well. It's just hot, buddy. It's just hot. If I'm being honest with you, I hate when. Yeah, I'm not pointing at you, David, but I hate when people can tell I'm tired. I feel so subconscious about that. And videos especially, that's why I try not to film videos too early in the morning or too late at night, because I hate when people can tell I'm tired. But it's just this Texas heat, man. It gets hot in this room. And if I'm being honest with you, pretty soon, you're going to start seeing me wearing glasses in these live streams. Your boy is like, it's hard for him to read some of this text. And I feel like within the next 5-10 years, I'm going to be that old guy. Have you ever seen an old person's phone where like their text messages are like, you could see like 3 words with how big they've changed the font? I'm headed down that path, guys. I'm headed down that path. But here, I'll try to wake up a little. Dark N2K Studio says, 3C, could you shout out my brother Jason Graham? He goons to you and loves you videos. Well, Jason Graham, appreciate you joining the squad of goons. Little O says, Chris, what do you think they're gonna do with MJ and Spider-Man in the next 2 movies afterwards? It's like I said, so this one she'll have like a small role. She'll get involved somehow, like bump into Spider-Man and something, and I think Peter will find a way to like just join in that relationship just casually, even if she doesn't remember. Spider-Man 5, because this one's 4. Spider-Man 5 will be about her probably remembering, dealing with that, along with like the symbiote storyline. I think that's when that's gonna kick in. And then I feel 7 is his happy ending. Or 6, I should say. 6 is then his happy ending. He gets to go marry her, be with her, and somehow we pass the torch to a Miles Morales. That's my guess, but we'll see. Adventures with Parker and Dad. Any news on FNAF 2? Other than that announcement about them building the pizzeria at Halloween Horror Nights, nothing else. I did see that there was some 6, 7. Oh my goodness, I said it again. My bad, guys. My bad. There's like some report going around, or not report, but it's like some website said that they're going to start filming the 3rd movie this October. I just don't feel that they would start filming before seeing the reception of the 2nd movie. They're going to want to take any fan criticism or talks into an account, I feel like. So we'll see if they actually start filming this October for the 3rd movie. Gage Gaming says, Fixed is surprisingly a better version of Strays, in my honest opinion. Oh, yeah, I was not a fan of Strays. I wanted to like Strays. That poop scene in the dog pound, oh, I wanted to like Strays. That movie was just stupid. Okay, good to know. I'll remember that for the movie. Local Critic says, what are your thoughts on Chris Evans and Haley Atwell news about it being 616 Steve Rogers? Really hope it's our Steve, and hope to also see evil OG Avengers on Doom's team. Now that would be cool. I kind of like that idea. I want there to be an OG evil Avengers versus our new characters. That just sounds cool. So yeah, I'd be fine to seeing that happen. They're definitely going to include Chris Evans and Haley Atwell somehow. But we'll just see if there are version or evil versions. Mario says, people surprised at Fantastic Four numbers. There was a lot of competition. I think Marvel should have released it in December. Could have marketed it. Watch Marvel's First Family with your family, the Xmas. Honestly, so agree with you, Mario. Definitely agree. I don't know. There's just too much competition when there's too many big movies out and so much to see. It just wasn't it. Yeah. That's honestly, that would have been a good strategy. Chris, can we see your PC setup? You're gonna look at a MacBook Pro laptop, buddy. I don't have a PC. I'm a Mac guy. I know. Shame on me. Marty next door says, you're the man, Chris. Any ideas what you'll do when you reach 1 million subs? My goal is to post a short film. That's I mean, I probably shouldn't say it now with how terrible I am at keeping promises and doing things, but that would be my goal, is to make a little, it would obviously be a horror short film, and that'd be my little celebration, just to kind of just test the water, see what I'm capable of. I'm not trying to jump into anything Chris Stuckman style. Oh, like I could, like Neon or somebody's knocking at my door. Chris, we need your movie, please. Can't you see there's Spider-Man set photos to discuss? Hollywood will have to wait. Right? But you got to be delusional when you have big dreams like that. So I'm still just enjoying doing this for as long as I can. And then when I feel I'm ready, I'll take that leap. Hunter Beck says, have you been watching Dexter Resurrection? No, because I still need to finish original Dexter. I know. The Archive says, face reveal at 1 mil. Yeah, Sean, face reveal at 1 mil. You guys are gonna be very disappointed. Weapons was great. Josh Brolin is an amazing actor. Yeah, it's so funny that Pedro Pascal was supposed to play Josh Brolin's character in Weapons, because although I think Pedro Pascal probably would have done a good job, Josh Brolin really did that role well, and I so bought him as the father of a bully son and who's like neglectful to his kid, but is also so determined to want to get him back. I don't know if I could have seen Pedro Pascal that same way in that role without thinking of like Joel, you know? So Josh Brolin was good in that. Crazy Apparino says, thoughts on Friday sequel being worked on? I cannot wait. I like the Friday movies. I like the first one a lot. Like, I love the first Friday. The first Friday, love it. Guilty pleasure on the second one. The third one is just kind of to me. I'm not a big fan of the third Friday movie. So I'm kind of hoping whatever the sequel is, it is more of the tone of the first movie. But we'll see what happens. And I really need Chris Tucker back. Adventures with Parker and Dad. You mentioned you wanted to be a rapper at one point. Drop us a couple of bars. Buddy, that's why I'm not one. That's why I'm not no rapper. I can't stay on rhythm. I can't follow a beat. I cannot rhyme. Wasn't in the cards for me. And that wanting to be a rapper lasted like 2 months in middle school. So don't think that was like a lifelong dream. That was me listening to some Slim Shady in my car rides to middle school and going, I can do this, Dad. Yeah, I can stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. Yeah. Ryder Dicker, why are you saying TikTok, buddy? I don't know what you want me to do with TikTok. I have nothing on TikTok for you. That's not a thing I do on the live streams where I just scroll through TikTok. If you're just sorry, buddy. All right, let's see here. NS says horror of superheroes. Okay, I'm gonna have to fill in a couple of gaps there. Oh, horror. See, that's how blind I am. I saw the or and turned it into an F of horror of superheroes. Ah, yes, horror of superheroes. Of course, I'd like to see Jason with Wolverine. Yes, of course. Proof I'm blind. Horror or superheroes? Horror. Horror. I like superheroes though a lot though. YK Review says, I think you missed my super chat from earlier. YK Reviews. Let me see. I'm scrolling YK. You said what? Oh, okay. What a 20. Sorry about that, buddy. What a 2025 for you, reaching 700K subs, Superman premiere, getting engaged, and of course, doxing your dad. Congrats on all your success. Yeah. 2025 has been crazy. I think the Superman premiere is like the biggest highlight. That was just great for me. That was such a great premiere, such a good experience. I almost don't want to go to another movie premiere because it's just not going to be as cool as that one was for me. That was such a highlight moment. I mean, if I get invited to like Spider-Man, I've got to. It's Spider-Man, dude. I have to. Spider-Man premiere would be awesome. But and obviously like a horror movie. If they ever do a Nightmare on Elm Street, I'd love to do that. But aside from that, I kind of got it off my chest. In fact, I was able to go to the Peacemaker premiere in New York, but I didn't want to. I got lazy. It was such short notice. It would have to be a quick day trip, and plus my mom is coming visiting from town, so I would like be one day without seeing her, and just like rarely my mom comes up from here. So I was like, nah, Peacemaker can wait. All right, let's see. Where was I? L. Strutman says, Weapons is amazing. Just wondering, what are your hopes for Zack in Resident Evil? Also, if you could cast Brolin in DC role, what would it be? I don't think he would have been a bad Batman. I think he's a little old now for it. He would have been a pretty cool Batman. I think he's got the voice and the chin for it. Honestly, I see him as a Two-Face. Honestly, I think it's just because I'm seeing the Tommy Lee Jones in him from when he did Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black 3. So I'm like, oh, he did Two-Face, so he should do Two-Face. Let me see who else. But I feel like he could play off a good Harvey Dent. I feel like he could probably do that well. Any other superhero though? I can't really think of one. I think he could have been a good Hal Jordan. I could see him as Hal Jordan. Oh, and as far as Zach Kreger's, I've been liking the details I've been seeing. He cast that kid from Euphoria that he was also in Weapons. What was the Weapons cast? Austin Abrams, he's going to be, I think, the lead character. And I like the idea he's setting up. It basically sounds like it's like you're trying to get from point A to point B. That's basically the movie. So it's almost like a mission. And he's really going to focus on the whole survival aspect of like picking up guns, picking up tools, picking up like bullets or medical kits, having to traverse different things. I like the sound of that. I know some Resident Evil fans are really like sad he's not going to be doing any of the story from the games, but you think about the most popular Resident Evil franchise and it has nothing to do with the game storyline. It feels like people just want to see a decent zombie kind of adventure with something. I feel like he's going to deliver. I feel like he's going to deliver. I'm not too sad that they're not doing any of the video game storylines. And Stark says, you said in your last video you didn't know Colin Hanks. He's in OG Dexter for a season. Pretty good. That's literally the season of Dexter I am in right now. That's the season I'm on right now. And that's kind of why I'm like taking a while to get through it. It's just kind of boring that season, or I'm not too much into it. He like plays like the wimpy guy who's getting like coerced by this religious dude that he's like, you got to kill the pretty women, man. Or I don't know, some crazy. But so I've seen the actor before and whatnot, but he had a really punchable face in Nobody too. Like that guy was pissing me off in that movie. But it's so funny that he's Tom Hanks' son. I don't see much of a resemblance in the face. Chris, say a tough Gooner quote for an edit. Give me a in the chat. Give me a famous tough guy quote from a movie, and I'll Goonify it for this. I'm trying to think. Like I've already done the Walter White. A guy knocks on his door, and you think that of me? No, I'm the one who goons. But I need another one. I got to do a different. What's a tough guy speech? Come with me if you want to live. So the Arnold one. I'm gooning here. You talking to me? You must be talking to me because I'm the only one gooning here. What's another? Oh, you either die with Riz or you live long enough to see yourself goon. I don't even know any other ones. I'm trying to think of these ones. You feel lucky, punk? Do you, goon? I'm trying. Some of these are hard to goonify, if I'm being honest with you. With great gooning comes great cleanup. Honey, where is my super suit? How do you goonify that? All right, that I think that's enough. Julio Perales says, what makes a great sequel? You know, I was thinking about this the other day, believe it or not, because I think a sequel really defines where a franchise could go or what the movies become. The first film, you set up something and you go from there. Oh, I was thinking about it because of Nobody too. Because you think about John Wick 1. John Wick 1 was pretty good. It was enjoyable. It was a good movie, and there was enough intrigue there about the assassin world. You get to John Wick 2, they up the ante on the action. They really lean into the gun fu, and they explore the lore of the hotel, the assassin society, and they create this fascinating world. You think about things then like with Nobody 2. Nobody 2 doesn't do that. There is some world building on assassins and people, but it's not really trying to be a John Wick universe. It's not trying to create the secret society of people. It's trying to just stick to, hey, what if a regular guy that looked like your dad could just beat up people? What would that be like? And that's fine. So, and you think about like Terminator 2. I really believe Terminator 1 is a horror movie. That's a creature feature movie. With the Terminator being the creature. That's just an unstoppable killer or a slasher. I guess you could say it's Michael Myers coming after you, trying to kill you. Those final moments in the factory and the flames, good stuff. But Terminator 2 turned things around when it's like, this is an action franchise now. This is an action adventure series, and it set the trajectory for what the rest of the movies were. So I don't know what I could say what makes a sequel great. What to me is when you build upon the last movie, where you just don't repeat the same thing you've done, like with The Hangover 2. The Hangover 2 is exactly Hangover 1 It's just in Thailand and they do more crazy things. Right? So really that. I am Jimenez says, Sup 3C, shouldn't the MCU still remember Spider-Man? Since Doctor Strange's spell was for everyone to forget Peter was Spider-Man. Yeah, everybody remembers Spider-Man, and they still know who Spider-Man is. Just if any Avengers who interacted with both Spider-Man and Peter Parker, they only then remember the Spider-Man interactions. So yeah, the world knows Spider-Man, and he's a famous, familiar hero, but anybody who knew Peter was under that mask, that's gone. So yeah, everybody still remembers Spider-Man. So even the Avengers, whenever Spider-Man helps out with Doomsday or something, Sam Wilson's going to be like, oh, you're the guy who beat me up at the airport with Winter Soldier. But he's not going to know that like a kid's behind the mask. Chris, I want to thank you for everything you do. I was stuck in the hospital for collapsed lung, and your videos helped me a lot. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, man. Well, I hope you're doing better, and I'm glad my videos can help you. I like to be a source of entertainment for you guys. Hunter Beck says, if you had to make your own superhero team of 6, who would be in it from any universe, and what would be the name of the team? Oh. 3C. I'm not going to say 3C and the Gooners. No, I'm not doing. I know the chat's going to start spamming that any second now. What would be our names? 3, the keeping it cool boys. I would have Batman. I would have Wolverine. I'd have Spider-Man. I would have Franklin Richards. He would just create me milkshakes. He's like, are you sure I could solve this problem? I need a milkshake, Franklin. Chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate. But make it taste like vanilla. That's how I'd use Franklin. And Wanda. Tony Mata says, hey, buddy, dye your hair and learn to skate because I'm curious what the best way to bring Static Shock. He has to have a mentor like Batman or someone from the jail. Yeah, I don't know if you even do it. I just want a Static Shock movie. It doesn't even have to be set in the DCU. It could be set in his own world. But if they want to do it in the DCU, I'd be fine with that too. It'd be fine to see. It'd eventually integrate him into the Teen Titans. I know every YouTuber goes through the phase where they dye their hair eventually. I don't know what color. I think I'd go blonde once. Just to try it out. Get some frosted tips. Look a little Backstreet Boy or something. Cookie Curl VR sends in some love. Thank you, Cookie Curl. Reddit. Oh no, what's on the Reddit, man? I'll do a quick Reddit inspection. I'm thinking you guys want me to have some sound, so share screen. What do we got here, buddy? Oh yeah, I saw this. Noel Jackson. I appreciate you. What's this on the pecan? Pecan. It says British pronunciation right there, buddy. Oh, you try to get me. It says right there, British pronunciation. So maybe that's how you Britons say it. But here in America, it's pecan. It's pecan. Pecan. Oi, me and Tommy going to go down to the pub and get ourselves a pint. We like it there because they got little pecans. They got good pecans. Get out of here. What the? I'm looking at what is this? Chris, is this you? No? Who is this? We talk about how ugly. What the heck? Play me on repeat. Living free in your head. Oh. 3C Films official. Absolute cinema.
When I'm locked in my room, I wish I had lotion.
The Fisher Gooner soundtrack.
Yes, I'm a gooner. I am.
pretty good. That's a good one. I'll use that.
I want you to notice when I'm locked in my room.
This video is so gonna get copyrighted for that instrumental.
Wish I had lotion.
I like that I do the spasms.
I want you to notice.
I'll have to do a full version one day. This was found in Guy's Discord. Oh, is Robert Downey Jr. going to come back as Iron Man? Yes, variant. Well, yeah, he's Doom, I guess. I'll just read this part because if this ends up becoming true, I don't want to spoil anything. But Steve's time travel in Endgame and him staying there caused a break in the time and Universe 616, creating a big incursion. Since all universes are branches of 616, he was the one who started the whole incursion. Doom wants him dead because he's the reason the worlds collide. Oh. I know Mystique versus Yelena, Shang-Chi versus Gambit, Sam versus Cyclops would be dope. She-Hulk versus Psylocke. Okay, cool.
I want you to notice.
Hey.
I just love it so much. Oh, yes, we love you, Hawk Girl. We love you. Okay.
It's good. It's good.
That's, oh, lordy. Ninjago Leak says, evening, Papa 3C. Would you rather Spidey or Batman movies? Spider-Man's my hero, man, so it'd have to be Spider-Man. It'd have to be Spider-Man, but I'm enjoying the Batman movies. Cody Oldling says, which Marvel DC character would you want to have a horror movie? I like the idea of like Batman horror movie where it's like from the perspective of like a thug or someone in Gotham, and then you feel Batman as like this threat, this monster. I like the idea too that the world doesn't even know Batman is a regular guy, that they think he does have powers or that he is some sort of creature, bat-like human. I like that idea, like that mythos of him, that they don't even know he's just a guy in a bat suit. So that, or no other, unless you do Spider-Man where he's like going through the transformation of like having the 6 arms come out through the spider bite, maybe. Other than that, Hulk is a horror movie, probably would work. That'd be pretty frightening. But yeah. Cookie Curl VR says, what is your best theory on Doctor Doom and Tony Stark? I mean, I just think it's that. I think Doom realizes there is a threat in the multiverse. He's coming in, knows that 616. If that's true, what that Discord post just said, that 616 is like the main universe that everybody branches off of, well, then it would make a lot of sense why Doom then realizes he has to put himself as a Tony Stark variant, and he asks Franklin to be like, you make me look like this guy? Not him in Tropic Thunder. I'm going to get canceled if you do that. Dark Forest says, do you still get those wow moments from Marvel movies, like the moments that make you smile uncontrollably? I feel like those moments are gone. Fantastic Four had those moments for me. I'm still surprised by the people who were like underwhelmed with Fantastic Four or weren't. I think like the entire space sequence gave me that. First time seeing Galactus really gave me that. Even like the ending battle where they win and Sue, you know, is doing all this stuff. Yeah, I think I had a couple of wow moments in Fantastic Four. They don't happen as often, I agree. Like, I had no wow moments in Captain America Brave New World, as much as I hate to admit it. Shang-Chi, I had like a few. I was just more enjoying the movie. Like, that bus fight scene was really cool. Thunderbolts was good, but I don't think I had like a wow moment. But yeah. You're right. They happen less frequently. They used to happen like every movie, though. Coral Davis says, I'm James Gunn. In James Gunn's DCU, would you like to see Zatanna? Yeah, I like Zatanna. I remember playing her in the PSP game. Let me see here. What was that game called? DC PSP game. What was it? Oh, that one. I had this Justice League Heroes. I had this game on the PSP. And Zatanna was a playable character. And yeah, she's right there. Right there, Zatanna. Yeah, she'd be cool. She'd be a cool character to see. I wouldn't mind seeing Zatanna. Green Light Creation sends in some love. Thank you so much. Charlie's Flicks Fix says, hello, my name is Dr. Goon. Take a peek at my pecans. Ah, pecans. Lionel says, have you seen the Batman Deadpool comic MCU DC film? Oh, there's a movie? I've seen the comic, but I haven't seen the movie. If you're talking, you said a film. I've seen the comics, and I'm gonna want to pick those up. That looks cool. I can't wait to see what that storyline is like. I still need to pick up the story where it's Justice League versus Godzilla and Kong, because like, doesn't Kong get like the Green Lantern ring in that? I gotta read that. Hairy cheeks with some Green Lantern powers. Def. All right, guys, that was the final chat. This was the end. We finish off. Thank you guys so much for being here and joining me on the Friday live stream. Remember, I want you to notice when my door is locked. I wish I had lotion. 'Cause I'm gone goon. I got a gooner in my closet.